Let's see.
Gotta chug some Red Bulls.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Proficiency Bonus Twitch channel. We are live here for episode 6 of Storm King's Thunder on our special Harry Potter themed evening here as we are going live. I just wanted to welcome you all to the channel. For some reason, I'm not seeing on the video preview. Are you guys logged in on Twitch by any chance?
Yeah, I see you talking on
Yep.
Twitch.
You see me talking? Great, because I don't
Yeah.
see me talking on my preview, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this and see if I can see me talking. But anyway, I wanted to thank all of you for being here, and thank you for tuning in tonight. We have a couple announcements that we want to make really quick before we get into the game tonight. One thing is we want a special shout out to Team MZ for all their support. Thank you for supporting small streamers like us to get our names out there and to help us with technical support and things like that. We do appreciate it. If you guys want to check out Team MZ, make sure you jump on Twitter. They have a Facebook account and some other, I believe, a website as well. But most active on Twitter, so if you want to go check them out, make sure to check out Team MZ, especially if you're a small streamer like us. Also want to raise a little bit of awareness to all the hurricanes that we've got going on in the States right now. I know we've had a big one hit Texas recently, and now we've got one kind of bearing down on one of our cast members, actually, Zoss, who is in the Florida area. Irma is on her way. So we are kind of thinking about all those people that are in the path of these storms, and actually they're saying it's even going to get up to where I'm at, but it'll probably be a tropical storm by the time it gets to me. So one last thing I wanted to talk about was on Monday night, we are starting a brand new stream here on Proficiency Bonus. Matthew, who plays Mulfin in our adventure here tonight, is going to be running the adventure Tomb of Annihilation that just came out. What was it, yesterday?
No, today.
Today. It just came out on Roll20 today. So we are going to be running the first episode of that adventure on Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. right here on the Proficiency Bonus Twitch channel. So make sure if you are interested in seeing this new module in play with a great DM and a great new cast, I'm sure it's going to be exciting to tune in. Matthew, did you want to go ahead and to chime in a little bit? Hey, cast, say hello to everybody. Give everybody a wave.
Good evening, everyone. Your snake failed. I have grown stronger. Oh, Josh, we love you.
Oh, I look forward to seeing what Josh is going to say every time he logs in. That's awesome. Welcome back, Josh.
For those who haven't seen it, Tomb of Annihilation is inspired by the old Tomb of Horrors. I was perusing it after I got everything set up today. It looks like it's going to be interesting. They've had a lot of help in writing the module, including they turned to Pendleton Ward, who is the mind behind Adventure Time, to help lighten some aspects of it. So as much as the tomb is inspired by Tomb of Horrors, looks like it's going to have the lighter aspects to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun for me running it and for the new cast joining to play it.
Well, that is so awesome. We can't wait until Monday. I can't wait until Monday. I'm going to be tuning in. It's going to be so much fun. I'm anxious to see the new cast and just the new characters and just see how they interact with one another, and just the the feel of this new module. I know it was Matthew, was Chris Perkins pretty much the main writer on this one as well?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for that. Also, tonight during our break, which will probably be sometime around 9:30, we have a very special giveaway tonight. We have, first of all, to match our Harry Potter theme, I've got this. We've got a pop Harry Potter figure, and this is the Quidditch version of Harry Potter. I'm going to put it up there so you can see it. We've got that we're going to be giving away tonight. Well, along with that, I've got a set of dice right there. We've got a set of dice we're going to send out with it. And Christy, Mystic Water, she has got some goodies that she's going to send as well. Christy was at PAX West, and she picked up some sweet Twitch swag. What's all in there, Christy? Is there something that you want to preview to our viewers?
Yeah,
to see what
there's
that is?
definitely lots of different things. I don't want to give away because it's a surprise, but there's lots of let me think. Okay, we got skins in here, so I don't know if anyone plays League of Legends, but there's a skin for one of the League of Legends characters for I think Severe. I don't play League of Legends, but there's that.
Awesome.
So if you win, because it is a time-sensitive code, any codes that are in this bag that are time-sensitive, I will email them to you, and then I will mail this bag to you, and you get all the free goodies that I got at PAX.
Awesome.
In this awesome bag.
That is awesome. So, yes, Twitch. I don't know if you want to spout off in the Twitch chat tonight. If you're a League of Legends fan, I don't play it myself, but I don't know. Do any of our other cast members? Do you guys get into League of Legends at all or anything like that?
Not myself, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I know there are a lot of people out there that play it, so hopefully, if we get a bunch of people in, we can have that raffle, and some lucky winner will be taking all that home with them tonight. So, we are Tomb Annihilation. I can see in the chat there's going to be some talk about it. It's going to be awesome. Monday nights we're launching the first of that stream, so we'll be doing that every Monday night, as long as Matthew's schedule and the cast schedule kind of coincides well with that.
Yeah, we've got it pretty locked in for completion of the campaign. That everyone's down to run it until it's done. So
awesome, excellent. Well, last time we were here, Nightstone was under siege by a large band. JJ is having way too much fun with this tonight.
Horrible visual.
What's going on?
Expecto Patronum. I can't get rid of JJ no matter what I do. Just can't get rid of him. Just cannot get rid of him. He's everywhere all the time. So last time, our adventurers, Nightstone was under siege by a band of orcs. Our adventurers were kind of teaming up with a group of Zentarum and an unlikely ally in Gum Gum the Goblin, and a few of the Nightstone guards to defend the walls of Nightstone against this band of orcs that seemed to come from the north. The leader of the orcs seemed to be a little bit injured, but they are really trying aggressively to get into Nightstone. So far, our heroes have been able to pretty much avoid their plans to get inside. The orcs have been not very successful in getting inside, and a few of the orcs have already been destroyed by our adventuring party. Where we left off last week, the leader of the orcs was just... poor Mobi had just exposed himself, and the leader of the orcs was swimming up to him about ready.
Just as he said that, the chef ripped Mobi.
Oh god.
So we will see what happens to Mobi right away in this part of our adventure. And also we had an interesting part where Diana failed her wisdom saving throw against a command from basically the orc's second in command. Casted a command spell on her and told her to jump basically off of the tower, 30-foot tower that she is on. So we will see what will happen in this exciting episode. I cannot wait. I've been on the edge of my seat for an entire
You can fly!
week. I know. I've been so pumped up and excited about this. So the story is told. Mobi, you see the shimmering of a large great axe in the hand of a ferocious-looking monstrosity in front of you, swimming through the water with one hand, lifting the axe above his head with the other, rage in his eyes. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news for you tonight, Mobi. The good news. Well, let's start with the bad news. I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is this particular individual has multi-attack, so he's actually going to take 2 swings at you with his great axe. The good news is, because you are in the fog cloud,
Advantage.
he has disadvantage on both of these attacks. So there's the good news and the bad news. So we will see how this goes as we begin. And you know what? I'm going to change up the music a little bit. I'm going to put some battle music going on here. Let's get some good. Let's get some good intense battle music as the boss bears down on Mobi. Let's see. What's this one? I like this one. Let's try this. Hopefully it's not too loud. There we go.
JJ.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
JJ the Reaper come to take Mobi's life.
Oh my god, I just figured out why I couldn't hear volume before. It's because I had it muted.
Oh, there.
Oh!
I can hear the music now! I feel so
And
annoyed.
viewers at home, those of you watching live, if for some reason the music is too loud or anything, just let us know in a Twitch chat, and I can chime it down a little bit. It's hard for me to tell through my headset sometimes the levels of the music in comparison to voices. So we will start out with these 2 attacks that are going to be bearing down on Mobi as he is floating in the water. I'm going to double check to make sure I don't have these rolls whispered. It never whisper rolls. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here comes the first.
He's got a plus 90 to hit.
Oh my
And the
lord!
second.
That second one.
Oh,
Second one hit.
Oh.
And you know
Oh gosh!
Oh no. So the first great axe comes down and whiffs past Mobi and splashes the water up into Mobi's face. Mobi puts up his hand to try to get some of the water out, and all of a sudden, with this huge impact, red blood starts to squirt from Mobi, and Mobi goes unconscious.
Oh my god!
Wow. Way to open the show, Michael.
God damn.
And
you're the water!
Patrona!
Oh my god,
Oh my gosh!
So,
Nice.
Molfin, all you hear is a cry from a young gnome in the midst of the fog cloud. And you see, as you look towards the water, some red starting to float downstream. As we go to this heroic bandit individual, the Centaurum that's been kind of hanging out with Callista and Lachlan over here. He is going to pop out from his perch and fire a shot at the individual that just casted the spell on Diana. Where is my bandit? There you are. Let's see how this goes. The light crossbow takes a shot. And unfortunately, that zings over his head. as he kind of ducks away from the shot. Doesn't really have to duck. It just like zings kind of over his head, and he just dodges a little bit out of the way. That brings us to Diana.
Okay. So, is the jumping my movement or is it an action?
That's a good question. Let me double check the spell.
Also, is it a charm spell? Just for clarification.
Command.
Command is a first level enchantment.
Okay, so it's not a charm thing.
Now, you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect. The target is undead. Doesn't know what command is directly offered. That doesn't apply. Some typical commands. It doesn't. I mean, it just says that the target must follow the command on its next turn. So I guess probably what it is the command would be your turn, basically, is what I think that would be.
That's sad. I'm gonna do something really cool instead. Okay, fine then. Assassin's Creed Swan Dive into the water.
Oh no!
Okay.
We have a Keelan!
All right. This is what I would like you to do. I want you to roll a D100. If you roll a 1 through 25, you don't make it out to the water and you slam into the rockiness below the tower.
Oh my god!
If you roll anything above a 25 to 100, you will land in the water. And I've jumped off of a cliff 25 feet into water before, and it didn't hurt. So if you land in the water, you won't take any damage. You'll just be in the water down there with all of them. If you
I want to hear this story later.
If you slam onto the rocks, you will take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and then roll down the cliff edge into the water.
It's going to be a short episode, I think.
The audience chose this. They chose to do this to me.
Thank you, viewers at
Nice
home,
job,
for
audience.
allowing me to enjoy myself in this manner today.
We can handle whatever you can throw at us, viewers. Yes, that's a challenge.
Mr. Carrot Rope, welcome to the
Am I
chat.
alive?
I'm so glad that you're here.
Am I alive?
You had just made it into the water as Diana launches herself
so giddy safe.
swan dive style and just lands splashing into the river. Good thing is it is deep enough that she doesn't smash her face off the bottom of the water as she sinks into the water a bit, coming to out of the enchantment as she splashes into the cold water. Now you are soaking wet, Diana.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna go and we're gonna skip to this next orc, who I believe is up here next to everybody, and he's still swimming. So here he goes. He is swimming down to there. That brings us up to Molfin.
Ugh. Okay.
Whoa, Moobot was angered at JJ in chat for some reason.
All caps. It does not agree with
Yeah,
all caps.
It does not. Moobot does not like all caps, my
Man,
friend.
that's good. Oh, by a river.
Stop yelling! Stop yelling!
Okay, Mike, as Molfin looks around the top of this tower, is there anywhere around, is there any rope or anything around me?
Only the wooden ladder that led you up into the center. You don't really see any rope around you unless you've got some in your, if you've got a pack with rope in it or anything like that.
I don't think
Oh,
I
we
took
all had
anything.
rope.
No, I rolled for stuff. I didn't take a pack, I don't
Okay.
think. Cook's utensils.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
I can't remember if we discussed this, and I apologize. I have a thing of red sparkly liquid. Did I know what that was? I can't remember.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
I just can't remember whether or not we.
Or you can make it an Arcana check, whatever.
Same.
Same. Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's a potion of healing.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
Oh no.
He's family.
I
I
know
have
he's-
to.
oh my
He's
God.
family.
I know what you're gonna do.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I-
This might be TPK.
Are we all gonna
The
die?
stupid old gnome sees his grandnephew down there and looking around. There's no rope. There's nothing anywhere that I can see. Actually, oh, holy hell! I had an idea.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to be a dumbass. How far is Mobi's body from me? I know he's like 10 feet straight up, but I'm up on a tower. Would you say he's within about 30 feet of me?
Well, you're 30 feet up, and he's
Okay,
about,
so now he's going to be outside that
15
range.
feet sinking into the water. So, yeah, he's going to be outside of 30 feet right there.
So I'm still going to have to do it next round. Okay, well, for this round, I am going to use my action to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And as Molfin summons the hand in front of him, just going to stick the sparkly red flask in the hand and move it 30 feet out towards Mobi, but enough so it's still out of range of the orcs.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. So, Molfin, this this magical hand, you said it was like kind of like a grayish, kind of glowing
It's
color?
sort of a gray, almost skeletal, like 375-year-old man hand.
shimmering and sparkling through the air as it holds onto this glass flask that is containing this sparkling red liquid, kind of hovering above the water and out of the reach of the orcs as it gets to 30 feet. It's kind of like above where all the orcs are slipping on your grease and rolling back down into the water. Just sloshing around, just like splashing, wondering why they can't climb up there.
And then as it gets out to the 30, that literally just shy of 30 feet, which is as far as I can have it move without it vanishing, Molfin's just going to duck down behind the wall again and just muttering to himself, bloody fool. Just hold on a minute and I'll figure something out.
He's definitely bloody.
But he's definitely a fool.
But hey, I got my snare drum over here. Okay, this orc is continuing to swim towards Diana. 1,
Oh no.
2.
Why?
And actually, Diana, you are in the water, right? So you're actually right here. So he actually is going to be able to take a swing at you, Diana.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
So this orc is going to attack you with. Let's double check. I want to make sure I didn't never whisper roll is good. He has a great axe. He's going to take a swing with his great axe at you, Diana.
Okay.
I don't think a 16 is going to hit you.
No, I think my armor class is a 15.
Okay.
I think. Let me check. It's my armor class is a 15.
All right, Diana, as you start to come back up out of the water, regaining JJ, I'll answer your whispered question in a moment. I gotta see what that is. Yes, you feel this terrible pain strike you in the back as you feel the slashing of a weapon, and you take 4 points of slashing damage. And there's some blood that starts to pour into the water as you're starting to come out. That brings us to that's his full turn.
Okay. And that was
4 points of slashing damage.
okay.
And this other bandit Zentarum is continuing to guard the... Actually, you know what? seeing all the commotion happening across and seeing that they're crossing on this other side, this guy's actually going to start heading down the steps. So he uses his full movement to go down the ladder. Then he's going to sprint another 25. He gets to about there. So he's going to head over to the other tower where Molfin is hunkering down. That brings us to Callista.
Okay, well, I do want to mention this before it got to my turn, but I can't really see anything. Everything's black. I can see my character and the person beside me, but I can't see anything else.
I'm going to move you next to Lachlan so you can see outside, but just remember that you're in the tower, not outside of it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, for the moment, I'm going to try this. I've never done this before. I'm going to throw my dagger at that orc that's trying to climb up.
Okay. Excellent. This first one over here that I'm shift pinging?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Oh,
Nope.
man.
I've never done it before.
So Callista pulling out a dagger, throws it, and it's kind of like one of those things where you're not really sure when to let go of it, and you hold on to
it.
it.
Behind me.
Like, it actually falls into the water to the left of the orc and splashes and disappears below the surface. You may have to do some swimming to find it again, Callista.
I wasn't that attached. It's okay. I have a bonus action. Can I see Diana?
Yes, you can. That drawbridge is up, so you guys are well aware of what's going on the other side of the drawbridge.
So, would a healing word work from here? Because that's bonus action, right? Or,
yes. What's the range of healing word?
I think it's 30. Let me check.
Thank you, sweetie.
60.
It's 60. 60 should definitely do it. Yes. Yeah. Even 30 would do it from where you're at.
My computer.
And
We'll try to read.
there you go, baby. Team Toe.
Oh, right. Callista, what? Go ahead and just kind of describe this this spell for us. Like, what's happening as you're casting it?
Probably not much. I'm probably just like cupping my hands so I can like aim at her.
Okay, excellent.
Be like, Team Tall, stay strong!
Team Tall, stay strong. And with those encouraging words, Diana, you feel this healing presence just overtake you for seven healing points.
Oh my gosh, 7?
Yes. So I
Slytherin!
believe that will help you. Matthew, will you do me a huge favor?
I can try to.
Will you look up the drowning rules in the player's handbook for me as we continue?
Sure.
I don't think he can stabilize in water.
No, it's yeah. The catch is though it has to do with the
drowning takes a long time, but I don't know if you're if you're unconscious in the water. How do death saves work in the water? That's what I'm wondering. I don't know the answer to that, and I'm trying to keep the stream moving. So if you want to go and look up that rule for me,
keep going. I'll take a look, see if I can find.
Excellent. All of you who are tuning in tonight, welcome to the stream. We're so glad that you're here. If you like what you see and you like what's going on in this adventure, go and hit that follow button and give us a follow. Keep the notifications on so that way you know when we're going live. This is episode 6 of Storm King's Thunder. I've got an awesome cast here. Unfortunately, they've reached a point where they have to make some difficult decisions. And this is going to be really tough the next couple of rounds. So thank you guys for tuning in. So Josh is chiming in on the chat, says 1 minute plus per +1 con modifier with a minimum of 1 minute for drowning.
Yeah, so that's how long you can hold your breath
in battle.
But
yeah, but I guess
he's unconscious.
You can't hold your breath.
But death saves may work normally until he reaches that minute, possibly.
1 minute.
And then it might be an automatic death save after the or death fail after that. But it would only be like 3 death saves would only be a few seconds. So I'm not sure. I don't even know. I've never had that happen before, so that's kind of neat.
Good job, JJ. Good job.
Always looking out.
There's always something new that happens when JJ's around. Callista, did you want to move or do anything else with your turn? I think you still have a movement if you'd like, unless you want to stay in the tower.
I'll probably stay in the tower for now because I don't know what's happening with Mobi and Muffin. I just see Diana's in the water, so I'm probably not gonna leave her.
Okay, gotcha. So we go to Sidiri, who is still hunkered down in this this hole in the center where the Nightstone used to stand, just kind of in fetal position, just rocking back and forth, still in frantic tears of what has taken place the last few days. Another orc.
Let me jump in for a second.
Yep.
Just because I found the actual. Well, I'm assuming this is the actual ruling.
Gotcha.
Josh is correct. 1 minute plus con modifier minimum of 1. Of holding your breath underwater, you're unconscious. Hit points fall to 0, and you begin making normal death saving throws as per standard rules.
Gotcha.
However, if you become stable, there is a problem. You're still underwater, you can't stabilize, so you start making death saving throws again. This continues until you die, unless you are saved.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I
So
thought.
literally,
You
you
can't
have
stabilize in water.
you have to crit.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought so.
boy. Yeah, you'd have to crit to stabilize.
Yeah.
Well, you have to crit, and then you have 1 hit point, and now you're alive.
Yeah.
Boy. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Excellent.
So sorry, I didn't want to kill the run, but I found it, so
Awesome.
don't want to lose it.
Well, thank you, Josh, for chiming in on the chat to help us out with that ruling. That's awesome. Cool. So this orc continues to scratch at the wall to the south below where Diana's in the water. Not having very much luck, scratching a lot of the bark and things that are off of the crude wooden palisade that's around the town. And that brings us to Gum Gum, who currently has a javelin sticking out of her from being struck by one of those orcs on the outside, and she yanks the javelin out of her. And Gum Gum is very upset, looking very angry, and seeing that Diana launched herself out into the fray of the tower, Gum Gum is going to follow Diana and launch herself over the edge of the wall. So
Everyone loves Diana.
So Gum Gum is going to also roll a D100
Oh no.
to see where Gum Gum will land as Gum Gum launches herself out with a big roar. And here comes Gum Gum's
Gum Gum's gonna
roll.
splat.
Oh, she's not.
Gum Gum splashes
Good
in
job,
the water
Mom.
over Diana.
Wow.
I need Gum Gum's token here. Come on, Gum Gum.
That was cool.
Let me grab Gum Gum's token. There we go. Gum Gum splashing into the water beside, and is going to take a strike at this orc with her scimitar.
Get him.
So
Come on,
let's
Gum
see
Gum.
how
These
Gum
people need to
Gum
finish up down south and
does.
come save Mobi.
We don't know though. Don't call us.
Let me double check to make sure I'm not whispering this roll. I'm not. So Gum Gum takes a swing with a scimitar at this orc and nails the orc.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
And
That's
wow.
Queen Gum Gum. Hey.
And that orc was already injured prior to Gum Gum attacking. Gum Gum slashes across the orc's throat, swimming into the water, and all of a sudden the orc reaches up, grabs its throat, this dark blood pouring from its throat, and as it starts to lose all of its oxygen and breath, it sinks under the surface of the water, completely motionless, and starts to drift downstream.
I love her.
Is the Shield of Faith spell that's cast on Gum Gum, was that a concentration spell, Diana, by any means?
I don't know if it was constant. Let me look. Pulling up the spell right now, so I know what I'm doing. Shield of Faith. Twas.
Mr. Carrot Rope, you are exactly right. We need to pray for Moby.
Yeah.
Oh, my Shield of Faith was concentration. It's is it broken now because I was distracted and left off of house?
Oh my god, Moby.
No, go ahead and roll a Constitution save, and you just got to roll a 10 or above to keep that Shield of Faith on Gum Gum.
Cool. My Constitution is probably low.
Because the damage that you took from that attack wasn't very much. So.
Okay, Constitution save. Constitution. There it is. Okay. Pray for Gum Gum.
Hey!
Yeah, you're fine. Gum Gum still has the Shield of Faith +2 bonus to her AC. And Gum Gum feels really confident about that slash that she just made. And as the orc starts to drift back, she kind of looks at you, Diana, and says, "Gum Gum, Queen." And then points back behind the orc she just killed at the individual, this ferocious one that's like standing on this cliff side on the other side, and she looks at you, Diana, and says, "He's next." Gum Gum is calling them out. And that brings us to the top of the round with Lachlan.
All right. Would I be aware at all of what's going on up north with my family members here? Or am I too far?
You can hear commotion from up there, but you can see some things, like see some movement when you've been popping up and taking shots, but you've been so focused down here that you're not 100% sure exactly what's going on. But you know there's some scuffling going on up there.
Fair enough. Then the orc that Callista had tried to throw a dagger at, that's I think right up here.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to, as I'm popping up here and there, I'm gonna try to fire in his direction.
Redemption.
Okay. Are you using your cunning action to stay hidden?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Oh man.
Man, we just can't hit it.
Yeah.
So Lachlan scutters across, trying to keep himself hidden below the edge of the tower. Pops up, fires a shot, and it sticks into the wooden side of one of the beams of the palisade, right above the orc. The orc has eyes wide as the arrow kind of vibrates into the side of the board and turns his head slowly towards you, Lachlan. But sees Lachlan waving back at him from up the tower.
Cool, that's it for me.
All right. And that brings us to Moby, who is going to make his first death save.
Oh.
And he
Yes.
succeeds.
Yeah.
He almost got the crit on that.
I'll tell Lachlan. Don't tell if you don't tell about losing to that orc.
It's a deal.
Okay, never happened. No one saw anything. Never saw.
Yep.
So that brings us
Nope,
to
never
Kella,
happened.
who is sprinting back to try to find a weapon. Because you guys stole all our weapons. So she is running towards.
I regret nothing.
She is running towards the surplus store down here, the Lion Shield Coster, to see if she can keep up. She is sprinting, huffing and puffing. She's kind of under her breath. She's just kind of cursing Mulfin as she goes.
What?
Oh.
That old man thinks he knows everything. That brings us next to another orc who is continuing to swim across. Oh, don't move the fog cloud there, Michael. And just barely gets to the edge of where he's starting to climb out of the water. And that brings us to another one of these Zentarum. And I believe this Zentarum is... Yep, he's guarding the backside of town, so he's going to continue to do that. And that brings us to this tough guy orc who just got Diana to jump off of the tower. So he moves up to Diana. and he is going to attack.
Try me, ho.
I will cut you.
And this is what he kind of looks like, Diana, as you see him for the first time very close. That is what his face looks like. He's wearing this helm. He's got these very big bottom teeth that kind of poke up. One of his eyes seems to be covered by almost like a metal eye patch that's like part of his helmet as he is getting ready to bear down on you. He's going to attack with, he has a spear, and he's going to try to kind of skewer you with it two-handed.
Yeah.
Oh, as he tries to jab the spear down into the water, Diana kind of ducks down. Gum Gum even pulls Diana back a little bit, and the spear just goes into the water, splashing a little bit up on the Gum Gum and Diana, and will
That's a darn good thing.
not hit Diana. That is a good thing, because that did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
With frustration, the orc looks at Diana and just kind of growls, holding the spear.
Dang, that was hot.
Hey, orc.
So this
I growl back.
this orc starts to swim downstream a bit as he was kind of splashing in the water, trying to find a new way to get up on top of these cliffs because of the slippy grease that he kept on slipping down from. This orc starts to swim upstream a little bit, can only go about 10 feet swimming upstream. You know what? It doesn't go that fast. He could be able to get up to there, because they're all now on. This orc wasn't one that slipped on the grease, so he's actually going to start trying to climb the tower towards where Mulfin is hiding out. Unfortunately, he is not having very much luck as he's trying to find handholds and footholds, and he is just not able to do so as he's reaching up towards the tower, kind of clawing and scratching his way at it. This other orc on the other side of the tower is trying to do the same thing with very little luck. That brings us to Kalen, who has reached the top of the tower only to see that there are no allies on this tower anymore, and is kind of just approaches the side, looks around, and sees this individual trying to spear Diana. So he is going to take I think he has a spear. He's going to throw his spear down at this guy. Let's see. I believe they have spears. They do. He is going to throw it down. And that will stick into the ground beside him as he throws it 30 feet down, and just with all this force, unfortunately his aim isn't very good, and it sticks into the rocky ledge that he's standing on. And he just kind of looks down and he shouts to Diana, just move away from him.
Nah, I was gonna edge closer. Thanks, Khalid.
Alera, the frustrated guard, continues to walk towards the keep.
No one's stopping her.
She has had enough. This orc continues to claw at the wood. He's actually going to move 5 feet down, continuing to claw, trying to find some handholds to climb the palisade. This orc continues to scratch and claw. He's going to move north a little bit and continue to scratch and claw to try to get some handholds. Zolkin moves his way up the ladder and emerges at the top with another one of the Zenturum, Lachlan, and Callista. And he just kind of pokes up through the ladder, looks towards Callista and Lachlan, and looks to you and says, "Are things going well?" Have we dwindled their numbers?
I
You don't sound very confident.
mean, no,
Seen
we're
better
not.
days. Yeah.
Do you have a better idea?
Maybe we should drop the drawbridge.
I mean, I guess half of us are already out. Can I see the ones that are down south or no?
I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah, you probably definitely have. You could definitely see them. Yeah, the closest one's only about 55 feet away from you. So yeah, you could definitely see them.
Yeah, I'll tell them, well, if you're comfortable with that many left, go for it.
Yeah, are you guys prepared to deal with these
Yeah.
orcs when you put down that drawbridge? Because if so, hey, let's have at it.
Well, you two stay here. I'll go get Kella, and we'll be fine. I can go get a few of those other guards. We'll be fine.
I have some things that belong to Kella.
Are you saying that out loud? Are you-
Oh, I
No,
muttered
I
it.
cover his mouth! Shut up!
He kind of looks at Lachlan awkwardly. It's like, I'll be right back.
No, no.
See you soon.
That's awesome. I love Lachlan's responses to people. He's like, sure. Come on
Keep
back."
your mouth shut!
This orc continues to scrape at the wall. He kind of moves south a little bit. That brings us to Torum. Torum, the guard that has the beard. He's kind of approaching the drawbridge, has his spear ready, but he's not really in any hurry to get engaged in what is happening so far. The bandit, this Zentrum that came up by horseback finally reaches the top up here where the guard had just thrown the spear down. He looks over the edge and sees all the commotion happening as well. He's going to take a light crossbow shot at the individual below. And that crossbow shot just barely plinks off the corner of his armor and redirects itself off into the distance as it is not strong enough to pierce his armor.
We're like stormtroopers up here.
Yeah. We allied ourselves with stormtroopers.
This orc continues to scrape at the wall, having no success. The orc at the top, maybe not at the top. Where is this orc? Where are you, orc? Oh, there you are. Moves a little bit north, continuing to scrape at the wall. Not really have any luck whatsoever. This palisade has been put together very, very well. Very well. This orc decides it's going to jump back into the water and start swimming downstream towards the towers where you saw Lachlan. But unfortunately, there's all those thorns and briars and stuff down at the bottom of the tower. He had already tried to climb the tower, but he's going to try to swim around and see if there's another way in to try to get to Lachlan.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, what have I done?
Then we've got another one of our Zentrum, and I believe this guy's over on the other side. Yep, he's guarding the southeastern side of town. So he's kind of just chilling with a loaded crossbow, waiting to attack anything that comes his way. This orc swims across over here and starting to climb up out of the water over on Mulfin's side. This orc continues to swim a little bit downstream, swimming past the leader. And that brings us back to the leader. Seeing that the little creature that he just mauled down with his great axe has sunken under the water, he begins to move closer towards Mulfin, reaches the side, and is starting to climb up out of the water on the other side.
Not in the grease, though.
Not just outside of the grease. The guy that's the Zentrum that's with Lachlan, Callista, and Zulkin is going to pop up and fire a light crossbow shot at the orc swimming down that has bloodlust for Lachlan. So,
Come on, buddy, you can do it. You can do it.
So let me get this guy up and light crossbow shot coming at you. And that will strike him as he's swimming, sticking into his thick flesh. Regular lust for lava. That's awesome.
Can't blame him.
So a little bit of blood starts to spout into the river flowing downstream as the orc continues to swim, now with a crossbow bolt sticking out of his left shoulder.
Nice shot.
This, if I remember right, this guy's been like chewing things
He's
up.
killing everybody.
Like,
yeah.
he's like hitting everything.
This guy deserves a promotion among the...
I healed him and told him to keep killing because I couldn't.
You guys
keep doing it.
You guys hear Zolkin kind of surprisingly go, "Nice shot!" as he hears the orc cry in pain from below. Diana, you are treading water right now. You have a beast of an orc trying to jab you with 2 hands on a spear, and Gum Gum kind of hanging onto your back, trying to pull you away from him. What would you like to do?
So, I would like to look at the orc that growled at me. And I would just go, "Wow, that was hot," and then unleash burning hands in a cone everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Sick burn.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
No lesser restoration for you.
Dexterity saving throw for this guy, or he is going to be completely engulfed. Let's see.
What's the range on it? It's like a cone, right? Do I
think
get
it's-
like
I
other
think
creatures?
I think it's only you do, but from right where you're at, there's no other creatures around, and I believe the range is only 30 feet on burning hands.
Does that mean how far I can cast it?
Yeah,
or
it's
how far the flame goes?
how far the flame goes. So it wouldn't even reach the top to damage the guard and the other Zentarum that are up there firing down.
Could I angle it at the orcs that are climbing up the wall?
I still don't think it would have the range. Let me double check the spell just to be sure. But I think it's kind of like one of those like short or small blasts. Actually, it's only a 15-foot cone.
Oh.
So yeah, it definitely wouldn't hit any of those guys down there. The only guy it would get would be that main guy, that armored guy standing in front of you.
That's fine.
Get the main guy.
Oh, no.
Chat is awesome tonight. We've got justice for the height deprived, and somebody
Drowning.
drowning after
Hey, my boy.
that is awesome. Keep them coming, guys. That's so cool. So we've got.
That's right. It's all the Drow's fault.
Fine, I'll take it.
Dexterity saving throw needs to be a 14 or better. Oh no!
Oh.
He rolls a crit 21. Does he take
He
half
still takes
damage?
half,
Yes,
right?
he still takes half. So
Yeah.
he's gonna take 3 points of fire damage, which will round down. So 3 points of fire damage as he sees the flames coming and kind of dodges back up against the cliff. You can see some of it, Diana, the flames singeing him a little bit, but the intensity of the blast doesn't completely engulf him.
I would now like to immediately swim the other way. As far as I can get.
If you swim out of his 5-foot radius, you will have a chance to get he has an opportunity attack against you. He might be able to take a free spear shot at you.
Okay, do I know where Mobi is? Like, I figure if Lachlan hasn't seen anything, then I probably haven't either, right?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Let me just get that all pulled up now.
Life is wheat. Australians have some weird lingo, man.
I cannot see in this thing.
It's probably a good thing that Mobi is on death saves right now because he can't even see the computer screen to even play. So but,
Ooh, that's an 18. That's nice.
that is nice. Yeah. You know that Mobi went north, based on like where you guys were kind of preparing yourselves and getting things situated. You don't know exactly where he is or his condition, but you know he's up there somewhere.
Okay, do I know which direction to go in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to swim upstream to get to where you think Mobi is.
Okay, then I will swim my, I will swim 30 feet, avoiding, as possible, the other orc that's right there.
Okay.
And I will take the risk of the attack of opportunity so that I can get around to those two.
All right, here comes he's going to try to quick jab you with a spear since he kind of fell back as the fire came your way. And he misses as he totally whiffs. You were able to swim quick enough out of his range, and the blast of your burning hands sent him back against the rocks far enough that he wasn't able to reach you.
Nice.
What you get.
You gotta ask yourself one question, Orc. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
For those of you tuning in tonight, thank you so much. We're so glad that you're joining us on our adventure. If you haven't followed the channel yet, make sure you click that follow button, and make sure you get notifications on so you know when we're live. But thank you guys. Diana's swimming upstream as far as when you're swimming, Diana, it would be half your movement, so you could only move half of that.
Dang. Okay, I'll go recount that.
Sorry about that.
Where I started from. So I can move 15 feet.
Yes.
And I will just go.
And viewers at home, that drawbridge is up currently, so she's going to be swimming right through that area.
I'm holding on to this dead body like a buoy.
Diana swims up.
That's a little dark.
Yeah.
You say the drow's dark. Jeez.
Oh.
Nice. All right, Diana's turn ends, and we go to this orc who is up here and continuing to swim. It's starting to climb up out of the water to the north here. That brings us to Molfin.
Okay, that boss guy who I just who is crawling out next to my tower.
Yes.
What sort of shape does he look like he's in as I sort of peer over and look down at him?
He's got a few. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, Molfin.
Okay. Let's see what we are dealing with down here.
JJ.
Someone has got to do something about that buffoon in the water.
Oh yeah, you can see that he's got about 3 arrows sticking out of well-placed arrows. Actually, one's kind of like upper shoulder, one's kind of at the bottom, kind of right above an ab, and then one is like right above his knee, his left knee, and they're lightly wooden arrows that look like they have some nice feathers on the back. These are nicely crafted arrows. These are not the ones that you've seen from the goblins or from the orcs and things like that. These are pretty nice.
Look flammable, I take it. Molfin's gonna sort of lean and look down over the side, down at that guy. Staff in one hand, hand reached out with the other, and burn that little green token off my picture. As I cast Firebolt, and I'm going to burn that nat 20.
All right. He burns the nat 20 to crit on this attack. So he is using the nat 20. So go ahead and you need to roll your firebolt damage twice for me.
Okay, so 4 on the first and 6 on the second.
It blasts into him for 10 points of fire damage as the firebolt actually does strike one of the arrows, causing it to catch on fire. And the flames actually seep into the wound, and you can hear a growling.
So
a growl of pain from down below as he looks up to the top of the tower, anger and hatred in his eyes as he makes eye contact with you quickly, Mulfin.
And Mulfin, staring down into him, screams as loud as his voice lets him. If you do not send one of your minions under that water to obtain my great-grandnephew and bring him out alive, I will burn you and every one of your cohorts to a crisp.
Make an intimidation check for me, Mulfin.
Okay, and I'm burning my inspiration on this one.
All right, and here goes the inspiration.
Mobi won't save himself. Mulfin will do it for him. Wipe a -1 on this.
An 11.
Oh, that's
So
not
let's
great.
leave it up to the dice to decide. Well, let's make this. We'll make this.
-1 in intimidation.
Let's make this Constitution. Would it be Constitution or would it be something else? It'd be more of a will thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd say probably more wisdom would be my
Yeah.
thought.
Wisdom,
I'll go.
yeah.
I'll
Same
make
for like
it,
a charmed
Seems
effect.
like a more will. Yeah, let's go with a wisdom save to see how he withstands this.
Oh,
he looks up at you, Mulfin, and starts to chuckle. And then he points up at you and he says, "I will sink you to the bottom, old man."
And Mulfin's just gonna stay standing there glaring down at him, sort of defeated.
And he picks up this huge great axe that he's holding and just puts it over his shoulder, and he's like holding there, just like kind of just smiling at you with this awful look on his face.
I'll be up here waiting for you. It's not like I can go anywhere else.
For some reason, that song, "I will be right here waiting for you," popped in my head. I don't know why.
Oceans apart.
We really needed a bard in this party.
I want to be one day.
We may have one in a couple of
Yeah,
turns.
when,
Yeah.
when Moby dies, he can roll one.
TPK, come back all bards.
My
Dear God.
traveling band. I love it. All right, this other Zentarum, the orc that was on the turn order was one that was already dead, so I removed him. This is our wonderful Zentarum. I think that's on the south. Where are you, Zentarum? Let me zoom out a little bit so I can see where this fellow is. Oh, he's the guy running across. Yeah, okay, so he's running towards Mulfin. Sprinting across down the alleyway past the graveyard to the northern part of town. That brings us to Callista.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay. I'm gonna do something else I haven't done before.
All right. I love new things.
I'm gonna shapeshift into a black bear.
Whoa! Yes!
Yes!
What? Awesome.
Don't kill me, Lachlan! I say before I change.
Don't kill me, Lachlan. Is that what you said? Nice.
Yeah, don't kill me.
I look at the bear in sheer terror.
The
Okay.
Zentarum looks at Lachlan and says, "What did she just do?"
I don't know.
They've never seen me do this before. Oh God.
Where'd she go?
What's this orc doing?
Probably pooping his pants.
Currently swimming downstream. Just got struck in the left shoulder with a light crossbow from the Zentarum that's up there with you.
Okay, I'm gonna jump into the water.
Yes, yes. In Twitch chat, it is some kind of crazy cool Underdark bear. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Oh wow.
So the bear is jumping into the water.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm certainly yes.
Let's do this. Go ahead and roll. Let's roll an
I'm so
athletics.
nervous. I'm so nervous.
Let's make this an athletics roll. Roll your
Oh, God.
athletics.
Do I use the bears or do I use mine?
Ooh.
Good question. I think you would use the bears.
Yeah.
Do you have stats for a bear?
It's athletics is strength, right?
It would be, yes.
+2.
Okay. So yeah, if you roll a d20 plus 2, that will be your. What kind are you? Are you a black bear
Fuck.
or a brown bear? Oh no!
Oh no!
Tickle in the
Oh,
circle.
the bear leaping over the edge doesn't quite get the distance, and actually, Callista, as you jump, your foot kind of gets caught on the ledge, and it takes you face first over the side, and you slam down into the side before you fall. You're going to take 3d6 of bludgeoning damage
I might just lose form. Oh my god.
as you hit. Let's see how much damage you take. Oh, I didn't roll very good. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
A 3, 2, and a 1.
Is it brown bear or black bear that I'm allowed? Michael?
I think, is it medium beast, right?
Yeah, so black.
It would be a black bear. Yeah, the brown bear is a large beast, so it's a little bit more, it's a little heftier.
Okay, so it said I take 6 points?
6 points of damage, bludgeoning damage, yep.
Okay, okay. Just putting that
And-
on my bear hit points.
And you're prone, and you roll down and splash into the water in front of the tower. And I believe your shape shifting, it takes an action, right? Is that your action?
No, it's a bonus action. I'm a moon druid.
Okay, it's a bonus action.
Oh.
To use bonus action, you use your movement, but slamming into, you probably lost your action there as you're prone and kind of sinking into
Yeah.
the water.
So I guess my action would be like stand up.
Yeah, you can kind of start going kind of bear paddling into the water. like,
I'm trinket.
there is a bear-shaped indent in the gravel on the side.
Oh,
You slam
oh,
down
wow.
into
Like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Josh, yes, I know color shouldn't really matter as far as the bear goes, but in terms of rules, one is a medium beast, one is a large beast.
One is a large beast.
So
That's why I was hoping for the large beast so I could have more hit points, but you know.
we're all the same. We're all the same color on the inside. It's all good.
We're all bleeding.
We're all red and
we're
bleeding,
all-
except for
There's a spooky
Yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah, there's just a spooky skeleton on the inside here. As
Okay.
No,
we're getting
just
closer.
green on the-
no, we're blue.
That's my turn.
Awesome. Sadiri continues to cry.
Oh my god, you useless bum.
Gosh.
This orc moves south a bit, trying to claw at the walls, unsuccessful. Gum Gum is watching Diana swim away, swims right up towards this, crawls out next to the big orc, and takes a scimitar attack at him, looking him straight in the face as she attacks. And he parries the attack away with his spear and just starts to look at Gum Gum in a very intimidating way, kind of chuckling and laughing. Little creature. Gum Gum just looks back and says, "Aye, Queen Gum Gum."
I wish I had her confidence.
And now it brings us up to Lachlan.
All right.
Lachlan, you just saw one of your friends who you've been traveling with the past 2 days. It's only been 2 days
Mhm.
game time.
Wow.
Just all of a sudden
Feels like months.
turn into this large black bear and
A bear. Yeah.
trip over the ledge, slam into the gravel below and roll into the water.
Callista is just not graceful today.
Which is weird for an elf. Just
I
saying.
know.
Yeah.
It's because it's sunlight out. She's totally like discombobulated with the
Oh,
sun.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the
That's
sun
why
is definitely.
it's not nighttime. It's not her
Yeah,
element.
nighttime battle.
Yeah.
So.
Real quick, would I have heard my great grandfather screaming at the top of his lungs about burning people?
Make a perception check.
All right.
Come on, roll well. Somebody's
Yes.
gonna find out what's going on up here. Holy hell!
You heard him loud and clear because you're used to him screaming at you.
Yeah, I hear that.
This is technique.
I would hear that scream anywhere.
I know who that was. You knew exactly, and you heard every word.
Every word.
All right. So at this point, I'm getting concerned. I'm the only one that's supposed to be screamed at like that, so there must be trouble up there. I'm pretty good at parkour, and what I'm wondering is,
no.
if I look down at the palisade wall, is that something that I could potentially navigate? Like, how far is it? Like, I want to kind of look at it and determine, is this something I could work with?
So, like, you want to skim across the top of the palisade wall? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy.
This has got to happen.
Oh,
And
Now I'm going to tell you they are pointed at the top, like they're carved,
They are.
but they're not
Yeah.
like they're pointed to a certain. They're not super sharp. Like you would be able to walk on them. It's not going to be very comfortable, and it's not going to be very easy.
Yeah.
But you feel that you possibly could give it a go.
Alrighty, then I'm gonna use my inspiration here because I think we all have inspiration.
I should have done that earlier.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see how far I can make it along this palisade wall to try to clear the distance closer to where they are.
Excellent.
Uh,
This is awesome.
So I guess what's the now being that it's difficult, does that mean that I'm basically moving at
Basically,
half
this
speed?
is balance. This is balance, so it'd be an acrobatics check.
Alrighty, let's do that acrobatics check.
It's gonna be pretty difficult.
Yep. Oh.
You used your
Thank
inspiration
God
though,
for inspiration.
and your inspiration was enough. So no, you can move your full speed.
Okay. So I guess for my now, am I using up any movement to get from the tower down onto the palisade? Like, how does that?
Yeah, because the palisade is. Let me double check the palisade height,
Okay.
because I want to make sure that because you may have to kind of jump down to it.
I'm gonna impale.
But you already made your acrobatics check, and it was good
True.
enough
Yeah,
to
18 's fine.
succeed. So you're
Yeah.
fine. Let's double check. General features.
While Michael's reading up
Oh.
on that, just Ravenclaw represent.
Little red.
Random holdover from Glow Stick Knight.
Gryffindor. I was able to contain JJ tonight. Did you see that?
When Gryffindors turn to Slytherin and murder people in gold blood.
Hey, not all Slytherins are evil. Thank you very much.
All right. It is 15 feet down to the palisade.
Okay.
So basically, what it would take half your movement to get down to the top, and then you'd be able to move. I believe 15 feet more. I think you have 30 feet.
Yeah.
25 for a
25. Yeah.
So you'd be able to move 10 feet across the top as you're carefully balancing across the tips of the palisade.
With my movement there, right?
Yes, with your movement.
Interesting. Oh, I guess I can't like land on it all. Wait, what am I? Oh, never mind. So that's 115. Now I also cunning action. I want to dash,
Awesome.
Ooh.
so I get to go another because if this is difficult terrain, am I going another like 15 feet?
Yeah, it will be difficult terrain, and I'm gonna require another acrobatics check.
Alrighty, let's make this
because-
happen.
I mean, to continue this on. Oh,
Ooh.
you actually do.
24.
Lachlan, what kind of cool trick move would you like to do on top of this?
I'm like, I'll do like a cartwheel.
Nice, nice, yes. So, viewers at home, Lachlan is cartwheeling across the sharpened palisade wall of Nightstone right now, and he's making it look super easy.
I do this all the time. That was my movement, my cunning action. This orc that's below me here. How far up am I from him?
You're 15
Like, am I
feet
threatened
up.
by him?
No. He's he could throw something at you potentially.
Okay.
But he couldn't reach you with he's not in like range of like an axe or anything. Yeah, he's got 10 feet in between you basically up to where you're at.
Fair enough, then. I guess I'll use my action here to move the remaining distance. What I can remain here. I think that's what, another, like,
another 15.
10, 15 feet. Yeah,
another,
5,
yeah,
10.
another.
I guess it would be, like, up here?
Yeah, and go ahead and roll that acrobatics for me again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's where I fall on this guy.
Oh, you just made the number.
Whoa!
Awesome, Lachlan.
And before I end my turn, I'm just gonna yell toward the direction of Mobi, who I don't know what's going on with him at this point, and Molvin, "What are you guys doing over there?" As they see me, whoa! The wall. That's the end of my turn.
Molfin, you can hear the familiar voice of Lachlan, and also his wobbly sounds as he's balancing across this palisade wall. Wow, what an awesome gnome! This is an incredible story. I love this.
It's like Jack Sparrow.
Mobi, I believe we're on another death save.
Oh.
And that is definitely a fail, as Mobi continues to sink into the water, floating a little bit downstream. Our poor Mobi. Kella continues to sprint. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably one more turn and she'll be where she needs to go.
Huh.
This orc. It's one near the top. Also approaches the palisade wall and continues to try to scratch at it to climb. We've got another Zentarum. Where is this Zent at? I think this is the guy on the other side. Yep. He is standing guard with his loaded crossbow. The orc, heavily armored orc, standing in front of Gum Gum. Looks towards Gum Gum, smiling. And is going to grab the spear he has by two hands and try to upward thrust into Gum Gum's midsection.
Oh no!
And impales Gum Gum, lifting Gum Gum off of the ground as Gum Gum slides down the spear onto his hands. And he looks into Gum Gum's eyes as Gum Gum is struggling to breathe, and looks right into her face and says, "Pitiful creature," and then whips the spear, tossing Gum Gum off of the spear into the water with a splash.
Oh damn it! How far away is that? Okay.
And Gum Gum only had 7 hit points at full health.
Oh.
Oh,
So that means Gum Gum is deader than dead.
I'm actually gonna cry.
We all loved Gum Gum so much.
Diana screams, just outright, just yells. Just one of those no moments.
Chat is outraged right now.
They should be. Thank you.
She was gonna be the queen of the goblins.
There was so much potential there for Gum Gum.
She could have eaten all the babies.
Yeah.
As Diana is floating on this dead orc corpse, she hears the splash of Gum Gum in the water and just the laugh of this orc as goblin blood is all over his spear and his gauntlets.
Oh.
Pitiful creature. And then he's going to start running towards Diana. And gets up beside Diana.
Boy,
And
right
he's
now. I don't know if
standing
you
he's
wanna
standing on the gravel next to Diana, seeing and all of a sudden sees that there is a bear sloshing around in the water next to you. And starts to slow down drastically. And that ends his turn.
The bear saves me.
Josh says Gum Gum died like a Hufflepuff.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Now we're bringing in the Harry Potter theme in chat. This is awesome. It's going great.
Topical.
This orc starts to climb up here, gets up to the palisade, and starts to claw, just desperately trying to find a way in. Another orc is finally able to get up on the side, starts clawing at the palisade itself as well. This orc is getting frustrated, not able to find handholds, moves over, and makes a dexterity saving throw as he steps in the grease.
Come on, big slip, baby, big slip.
How does he do? He fails and slips and falls into the water, splashing around once again as the grease continues to wreak havoc on these orcs. The orc, this orc steps over, also is going to make a dexterity saving throw. As it's trying to find handholds to climb this tower to get to Mulfin.
Yes.
And also slips and falls into the water.
That's incredible.
Oh, I love the spell.
Splashing along as he rolls down into the water. Next, it brings us up to Kalen, who is now standing on top of the tower weaponless because he threw his spear down. Decides to start shouting towards Diana. It's like, get away! Oh my goodness! Get out of the water! There's a bear next to you!
I just yell at him.
Told us to know that that is Callista.
But do we know that?
The only one I think knows is Lachlan and whoever saw me transform.
Lachlan, Zolkin, and the other Zentrum up at the top, I think, are the only ones that know. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You weren't really sure what was sloshing next to the dead body. You kind of assumed it was like one of your friends, but as you got up close, now you start to see that it's a black bear.
Oh, hello.
But that's all he's gonna do is shout commands because he doesn't have a weapon anymore. He threw it. Alara,
So helpful.
Alara is continuing to walk away.
I'm beginning to really question the intelligence of these Zenturm people. Get into battles with no weapons, throwing their weapons away.
No, that was one of the town guards.
Oh.
They weren't all
Town
there
guards
to
are
begin with.
suffering from PTSD. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling with that PTSD. We've got another orc. These orcs are just continuing to kind of claw at the palisade. This orc actually starts to pull out his great axe and starts to try to like hack into the palisade. It's surprisingly sturdy though. As he hacks in, it kind of sticks in a little bit. He's kind of jerking the axe back out, pops it back out, and just takes another swipe. Just unable to really do much to the palisade. It's thick wooden beams. Zolkin climbs back down the ladder and starts to make his way back towards, kind of sprinting towards where he last saw Kella. Another orc is going to take his turn. I believe it's one of these guys. Seeing that the other ones are taking out their great axes, he does the same and starts hacking at the palisade wall. That brings us to Torum with the beard. He hears Kalen yelling and starts to run and gets all the way to the top of this tower with Kalen. But that takes up his whole turn to sprint up and get up the ladder. That brings us up to this bandit who is also at the top. He reloads his light crossbow and fires down at the orc who is chasing after Diana.
Hey.
Here comes the light crossbow attack. Is that going to hit? Unfortunately, it is unable to hit. It bounces another one. It's a pretty good shot, but it bounces off of some of the thick armor as the crossbow bolt shatters into several pieces, splashing into the water beside Diana. You hear him just leave out a curse word as he begins to start loading his light crossbow again. This orc, all these orcs down here in the south are just taking out their great axes and starting to hack at the palisade wall. Not having very much luck when it comes to doing much damage. Lachlan, the orc that's clawing at the wall below you, pulls out a javelin and whips it up at you.
Whoa! That hits.
That hits. So this javelin comes up and strikes you in the lower thigh region, sticking into you for 6 points of piercing damage, causing you to take a lot of pain. Make a dexterity saving throw for us, Lachlan.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Oh, yes. You start to lose your balance a little bit, but you're able to gain it, keeping hold of your wits as the pain just surges through your left leg.
All right. Ooh, it's getting scary.
This been scary.
This...
Y'all have no idea.
This orc is actually unable to kind of get to where he wants to go. He knows that the grease is there, so he starts to swim around the grease. This orc is one of the ones down below. Actually, it's the one that is actually swimming downstream. Had his eyes on Lachlan, but now sees that Lachlan is swimming upstream. Sees Callista, or sees a bear and would swim the opposite direction. Starts to swim back
Run
up,
away!
keeping his eyes on Lachlan as he goes.
Oh no!
Then we've got another one of our Zentarum. This is the guy to the southeast, yes, and he's continuing to stand guard. Another orc from the north is going to move up. He's actually going to pull out his great axe and start hacking at the palisade walls. This orc is swimming downstream a bit. Just gets to the end and is going to start to climb out of the water. That brings us to Gurash. He continues to kind of inspect up to where Mulfin is. Starts to bark commands over to the others. And let me see what all he can do.
Oh no.
Can he just burn to death?
Would be nice.
He has some pretty cool stuff. Unfortunately, nothing that would help him in this situation. He's going to start barking some commands. You continue to go that way. We must find a way in. And he starts to point down like towards the south, kind of giving them instructions. And he's going to start like heading that way as well. Moving past some of them as he starts to spot Lachlan across the top. 15 feet high and 20 feet away. That would be 35 feet away from him. 35 feet away. He's going to hold on to that for right now.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
a little bit smarter than the rest of the guys. And it moves us to another Zentarum. Those of you tuning in tonight, we're so grateful that you're here. We're so grateful that you're hanging out with us and adventuring with us tonight. We've got some pretty high drama tonight, and we're actually at a great point in our show to take a quick 5-minute break. For some reason, I lost JJ's cam. I hope he's still there.
No, we lost
him
him
in
out of Discord too.
He must be having some internet issues, but it's a perfect time to take a break. Those of you that are tuning in, we are about to start a raffle for tonight. So if you're tuning in, don't go anywhere because we are going to be raffling off some cool prizes tonight. We have a Pop Harry Potter figure, the Quidditch figure that we're giving away tonight. We also have a set of Dungeons and Dragons dice. Here they are. I'm going to try to get them close on cam for you guys. We've got this set of dice. These are actually pretty cool.
Sweet.
I've thought about keeping them for myself, but no, I promised a giveaway, so we're gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give them away. We've got those coming, and we also got Christy has got a Twitch grab bag of all kind of sorts of things. It has some things about League of Legends in there, I believe she said, and a couple other things. She wants to keep
Got
most of it a
some
surprise. Some skins in there, so some really cool stuff.
Got some PAX West swag bag.
A PAX West swag bag from her visit to PAX West. So we are going to go ahead and get that raffle started, and we are going to take a short 5-minute break. But if you want to join the raffle, what you will need to do here in just a moment is you are going to need to type in !raffle as soon as I open, all one word. I'm going to open the raffle right now. So the raffle is we're gonna get, so we got a new raffle that's open. All you have to do is type in !raffle and you will be automatically entered into our giveaway for tonight. So if you guys, Twitch goodies, we got Harry Potter Quidditch Pop, and some dice for your table game at home. So,
pretty sweet.
So it's a pretty sweet giveaway tonight. We've got all these goodies coming at you. So make sure you guys type in !raffle to get logged into that.
Corpocalypse.
Corpocalypse. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and we will be back in just a bit. So make sure you enter that raffle, and we will see you in just 5 to 8 minutes, I would say.
Get it, BBs.
Get
Good luck.
Yeah.
Get it. Get it. Ah!
Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad that you are tuning in to Proficiency Bonus tonight. This is episode 6 of Storm King's Thunder. We are in the midst of a heavy battle as the Orcs are trying to get into Nightstone, and our heroes are trying to defend the town, more so try to keep them away from them, as we have reached some pretty high drama moments in this event that we've got going on, as we've got one of our gnomes, Mobi, is unconscious and in the water. He's been making death saves this whole game so far. We've got Mulfin, who is trying to figure out a way to get Mobi to that healing potion that he still has hovering in a mage hand above the water. We have Lachlan, who is balancing himself across the palisade beams, heading up towards his relatives, trying to save them. Diana just witnessed the terrible slaughter of her friend, Goblin Gum Gum, by the hands of this one orc creature. And Callista has morphed herself into a black bear and is going into a fit of rage, splashing into the water of the river Moat below. So a lot of really cool stuff. Those of you that have entered the raffle so far, thank you so much. We got a bunch of good stuff to give away. If you're still tuning in, still watching, there's still plenty of time for you to log into that raffle. All you got to do is hit the exclamation point and type raffle with no spaces. Just hit exclamation point raffle, and it will automatically put you into the contest. What we're going to do is we're going to let this go until the end of this round. So once we reach the bottom of the initiative order, we'll go ahead and we'll pick the winner of our raffle for tonight. Once again, it's a Pop Quidditch, Harry Potter, pack of dice, and Christy has got an awesome grab bag, Twitch grab bag, that she is going to send your way with a whole bunch of Twitch goodies that she got from PAX West. So that is awesome.
Oh my god. JJ just got destroyed.
Yeah! Oh, Josh.
What happened? Tell me.
Josh is throwing the shade on chat. That's awesome, Josh.
Josh, you still my boy, Josh. Hello.
Mr. Carrot Rope chimes in. There he is, truly beastly. That's awesome.
Fantastic beasts and where to find them.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Josh, you can't lose it automatically. The other person who entered also is throwing shade, so it's still even.
Yeah. Josh has tuned in the last couple of weeks, so he knows how much shade we throw at JJ anyway. So he's just chiming in.
He's
Just
officially
wait
part
till
of
you get your package, mate. There will be spiders and snakes and
Open it up and like
I've already
spiders
prepared.
pour out.
I
Said all the
prepared for this.
Australian beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of the gifts are coming from Australia this week, so you don't have to be worried about any Australian wildlife wrapped up in the boxes. Excellent. So we are going to continue on with this turn of combat. We have one of the bandits, or the Zentarum spies that's up above, is going to try to shoot down at this orc who is trying to bear down. He's continuing to unleash his awesomeness of light crossbow skills, as he's been very successful in his and he hits again.
Damn!
As he puts a
killing
crossbow bolt into this orc, and the orc cries out in pain as he reaches back and feels that crossbow bolt sticking out of his back, turns up and looks up and starts to just shake his fist up towards the top of the tower. Diana and Callista, you both notice that he's in very bad shape right now. He's got crossbow bolts sticking out of him. He's got blood leaking down his arms. He's kind of melted from where Diana casted that excellent light spell last week. Some of his face has been melted away. Also, some of that burning hands has kind of charred him a little bit as well. So he's taken a significant amount of damage and is not looking very good. That brings us up to Diana.
Okay. When
Ooh,
he
you
got
in trouble?
close to me, what?
He's in trouble now.
He is. When he got close to me, would that give me an attack of opportunity? Oh, excuse me, an attack of opportunity since he came into my range, or is that just only for leaving range?
It's only if he leaves your range. So if he goes to run
Okay,
away
that
from you, then you'd get a free swipe at him.
Okay. Well, I am going to ignore him, and I'm going to swim these 15 feet, whatever attack of opportunity he may get to Gum Gum's side, and use Spare the Dying, which is a touch thing. So I'm gonna just grab her and shake her and try to wake her up.
Okay. Okay.
Like, don't drown.
Let me go ahead and take this. Let me go ahead and take this attack of opportunity first. As he's shaking his fist. He sees that you're trying to leave his range, and he takes his other hand and tries to just jab you with a one-handed spear attack. I think that's gonna hit you. So as you're swimming away, you take a jab into the left thigh as you're swimming away, and some of the blood from your thigh pours out into the water. You take 8 piercing damage as you leave his range. He's like, "Where are you going?"
Save my friend. Okay. I'll just when I get to her, just grip her and try and pull her up and keep her afloat and just cast Spare the Dying and try to save her.
Okay. You cast it. You're unsure whether it worked or not. But you still have Gum Gum in your hands.
Is she at least breathing? Can I do like a medical check?
Go ahead. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay. I want to see if that did anything. If that made it better. Because if she's dead, oh no. I have a lot of spells. It's not like I can do anything. I'm just gonna have to go ham with like an axe. Diana will pick up an axe and go crazy with it. Oh wow, 10. Okay.
It's hard to tell with you swimming in the water, with all the blood around. You're trying to look at Gum Gum's chest to see if she's breathing, but it's just really hard to tell. You're kind of like floating around in the water. You're not sure if you see her breathing or if it's just that you guys are just like struggling to stay afloat. It's just hard to see.
Okay. I'll just turn back and look at the disgusting little orc thing. Just your days are numbered, but it's you.
He just looks towards you and says, "Come back here."
No.
No.
Like a stubborn little girl. No.
That's awesome.
No. Channeling your Gum Gum.
This orc continues to start to claw at the outer wall up here at the far north. That brings us up to Mulfin, who is still continuing to stay up at the top of that tower.
And looking at the so-called leader of the orcs, who is mouthed off and is now apparently running away from him.
Yeah, he seems to be moving, looking for an access point. Needs a place to enter.
Mulfin will once more sort of lean his head out and yell out at him, "You scalpy lima! Get back over here! We are not done with this conversation!" And release another firebolt at him.
And I think that's going to hit. Let me double check here. It does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Come on, big... not great.
That's still okay.
Solid.
As a firebolt shoots into the back and slams into the back of Gurash, he slowly turns his head back around to peer over his shoulder towards Mulfin. Points up to you.
I've got plenty more of those.
You just wait there. I'll be there in a second.
Priorities.
Yes. Mulfin just says, "Come at me, bro. Come at me." Yeah.
What you got, boy? What you got? And that'll end his turn. Still, not hiding, just standing out there looking down at him like,
"Oh man,
I'm right here, man."
Everybody loves
That's my
Molfen.
Gramps.
How old is Molfen again? 365 years old?
375 years old.
375, yeah. Everybody's favorite
Don't miss that
375-year-old
decade.
gnome. Yep. Excellent. So we go to this bandit who's continuing to running towards Molfen. And he gets there using his dash. He's huffing and puffing with his light crossbow loaded. He's just running. And now we get to our favorite splashing black bear, Callista. Who you're
So he's focused on Diana, right?
He is.
Oh yeah. By the way, this is Callista.
That's me. That looks
Yes.
so cute.
Callista.
So I'm gonna do a multi attack,
Excellent.
but I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Inspiration. Yeah, you'll be able to use your inspiration on the first attack.
What was that?
Your inspiration will be on your first attack.
Okay. So
Here we go. Inspiration. Gotta
You're
love
the
it.
inspiration.
There you go.
I
Our need
think
for
that's
a
how I
bard.
do.
Oh wow.
Oh wait. Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah. You can't roll any better than that. So yes.
That was
That was a crit.
That's a crit. Yeah. So
Damn.
you
Okay.
go ahead and roll your damage for that twice, and then
Okay.
add your. I believe it's a strength. Or are you just trying to claw at him? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's because it's multi attack. So the first one's a claw, the second one's a bite.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, use your claw attack damage, but you do the die.
2D?
The die. Yeah, it'd be 2d whatever, plus.
So
your
no,
strength.
it's 2d4, so it's 4d4.
Yep.
Yes.
44 plus whatever the mod is.
I think it'd be
44
plus
plus
2.
2.
Yep. Wow.
I'll take that. Oh,
You
not
rolled
great.
3
Damn.
ones.
God damn. Oh, Calista just can't get a break today.
Guess what though? Guess what though?
What?
He only had.
Did I kill him?
He only had 4 hit points.
Yeah! That's what you get for not paying attention to the bear.
So go ahead and go. Callista, describe this for us.
I'm gonna just take his face off with my claw. I just go woof, so, and I want to like cleave it so like you can see the skull, but you can't see his face anymore. And just go. "Ah!"
Nicolas
So-
Cage stuff going
So,
on.
Yeah.
as
like
this,
Terminator.
as this orc is like just cursing and pointing towards Diana, you just watch as this black bear just stands on its hind legs, wading kind of in the water, and just out of the blue, a slash of the claws comes down and removes his face. His helmet goes flying off into the water as it splashes, and all of a sudden he just rolls down and starts floating down the river as well.
Yeah, I'm hopping, and I'm gonna like. Do I see anyone that's a potential threat to Diana Gungum?
What was that again? I'm sorry, I was reading something in the Twitch chat.
That's okay. I was just wondering if there's like any other orcs that's a potential threat to Diana Gum Gum, like within her range. I can't really tell.
I mean, there are orcs about 30 feet away from them, but you see that their attention is on the palisade walls. They're trying to like hack at them with their great axes to see if they can kind of make their own way in, so to speak.
Oh, I'm so torn. And there's this guy coming, right? He's heading our way, right?
Which
This
one is
guy?
it?
This
Yeah.
guy?
No, actually, he's. Yeah, he'd probably be. Actually, he's heading towards Lachlan, because he was the guy that Lachlan's been kind of making eye contact
Oh, so he's-
with. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I will move towards him
All right.
so I can get about. Use the half speed, right?
Yeah, half speed if you're swimming. Mhm.
So I have 40 feet, so I'm there.
So all of a sudden, this orc looks over his shoulder
And
as he's
I'm,
swimming,
I'm just gonna like roar at him and get his attention.
and sees a bear and starts to swim faster.
It's like, oh no, 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 no!
Awesome,
Yeah, I
awesome.
think that's my turn for now.
Excellent turn, Callista. That was fantastic. Sadiri, the female guard with long blonde hair, continues to cry in fetal position. She is still struggling with this whole situation. This orc continues to hack at the palisade wall. Gum Gum seems to be motionless, and that brings us to the end of our round. And we're going to go ahead and do our raffle winner. So if you are tuning in right now and you want to try to get into our raffle really quick, all you got to do is hit the exclamation point and type in raffle, and you will be locked into our raffle. I'm going to give it about 15 seconds for you guys to get locked into that raffle. We are giving away a Pop Harry Potter Quidditch figure. We're giving away a set of Dungeons & Dragons dice, which are right here. We've got those for you tonight. We also got Christy, who for some reason has gone black on my screen. I'm going to try to reconnect and get her video back up. She's got a bag of Twitch goodies that we're going to be giving away. So if you would like to jump into this raffle, type that exclamation point raffle to get yourself chimed in really quick, because I'm about to go and pick our winner for this evening.
Raffle.
Raffle. We love raffles. We love raffles.
Those dice look sick.
Yeah,
Love
I
'em.
know.
And we have another old school returning player in one of our viewers with Nietzsche77.
Oh, awesome. Well,
He remembers going back to the late 80s, early 90s like I do with, as he's talking about in there, books upon books for classes and
Yeah.
grappling and everything else.
that's awesome. Yeah. And those of you who are checking out some of the new stuff that's coming out, we'll be running Tomb of Annihilation starting on Monday, September 11th, with Matthew at the helm running as the DM on Monday nights here in Proficiency Bonus from 8 to 11. So if you want to check out Tomb of Annihilation and check out Dungeon Master Matthew as he leads his party through that module, that's going to be some exciting stuff. So we're looking.
I've been looking at some of the stuff in there. It'll be almost as much fun as this.
It's going to be fun. I'm
Oh.
sure it will be. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw our winner for the night. So
Drop the hammer.
Here we go. Our winner is going to be... Congratulations, Josh. You are another winner. You have won
Hey,
again.
John!
Collection. He's
Josh.
collecting.
Josh is collecting stuff from us here at Proficiency Bonus. So, congrats,
Make it rain.
Josh. You are the winner
Josh.
of our giveaway tonight. So congratulations. We are going to... I think I still have your mailing information if it hasn't changed.
Have you moved?
So if it hasn't changed,
I will get your email from Michael, and I will send you all the time-sensitive codes so you can make sure you can cash in on them before they expire.
Yes. And,
Josh has stolen my heart.
yes. We will definitely get that out to you right away, Josh. And we're super excited that you have all joined us tonight to watch this. So, and yeah, in chat, there's a lot of things about the way the rules have changed with 5th edition. And I agree.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of a storytelling game than it is all just about the nuances of rules and modifiers and skill checks and things like that. A lot of it has to do with just telling a good story, with just hanging out with your friends and telling a good story, and that's what we like to do. We've had sessions where we've had multiple days of just role play. We've had sessions like this have been just drag out battle all that you can, but even during our battles, we have so much interesting role play that happens. So that's one thing I love about 5th edition, is it kind of makes it easier for DMs as well. Not so many rules to kind of look up, and I like to look up certain things, but a lot of things you just kind of go with, and you can tell the story as it is. So that brings us to the top of the round with Lachlan. Once again, congratulations, Josh. Josh.
All right.
Lachlan continues to
Congrats,
balance.
Josh. Whoa. I'm gonna try to steady myself, and this big guy that's approaching me here that just got a firebolt in the face from my impressive Gramps.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to steady myself and fire an arrow down at this guy.
All right, nice.
Can I just attack him? Do I need to do any kind of or am I able to attack him from where I'm standing?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, with a bow, you've got no problem with the range. Oh, thank you so much for the follow.
Oh.
Who
Much
are you?
obliged.
Yes,
Nice.
much obliged. Thank you.
Oh, and it's Nietzsche.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Nietzsche.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
And that put us, I think we're at 60 followers now. So we're 15 followers away from our followers choosing JJ's tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, that puts us at 60.
Yeah. For those of you that
That's
don't know,
awesome.
For those of you
It
that
might
don't
just
know-
be Rip Mobi.
Yeah, Rip Mobi. That's it.
A little tombstone.
Yeah, at 70.
Underwater.
That'd be sick. I would get that.
It's 75 followers. JJ is going to let our viewers choose his next tattoo. So we're excited about that. I'm pumped up. I hope we get there because I really want to throw my. Do I count as a viewer? Can I help?
You know what?
I mean, the
Yeah, hold
viewers
on.
can vote on it, right?
Yeah,
Owen. Let's
What?
do it.
I have been banned from the Twitch chat.
You missed a really good pun.
No, right after that, I put a comment in this. It really is, although Molfin is weak in that respect. Like, you're banned from talking in the chat for 413 seconds.
For what?
So, hey guys, forgive if Blitz Greybeard doesn't respond at the moment. Apparently, Twitch doesn't like me anymore.
I may have to go back and look at the settings on it though, because there was one time where I had a bunch of spammers come in. Like all of a sudden, I went from like 2 viewers to like 26, and they just started spamming the chat with a bunch of like just awful things, and I was like, uh oh, I gotta get control of that. So I just like made all the things like to the extreme. So yes. It's not good whenever our players get banned from the Twitch chat.
I think our
Yeah.
blood is power hungry at the moment.
That's it. So Lachlan, you fire down at Gurash,
Yeah.
and your arrow flies over his head and splashes in the water behind him.
So, did it hit me? Oh no!
Oh no!
No, it didn't. It landed in the water before it got to you. What else would you like to do?
I'd like to kind of use my movement here to, away from the orcs, just scale down the wall here before I get myself into more trouble than I already am.
So you're gonna go down the
If that's
wall?
possible. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make this acrobatics, because there really isn't any handholds here. So it's kind of like you're gonna be
Okay.
like doing like one of these dramatic like slides down one of them, and we'll
Like
see
a
how.
tumble and roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, action movie time.
Oh yeah, and you don't really seem to have any problem sliding down the post. You reach the bottom and you're standing right next to this other orc that's standing basically right beside you, and he just looks right into your face and is like,
I was hoping to go on the other
oh,
side.
you're gonna
actually,
the other side?
with-
Okay,
with
so
the-
you're on the
if that's-
inside of the
if
wall.
that's- yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you slide down and you're inside the graveyard area of Nightstone.
Hey, Mobi's gonna be here soon.
Yeah, that's foreshadowing right there.
Awesome.
So I've used up my action. I've used up my movement. Do I still have my cunning action that I can dash a little bit?
You can, sure.
Alrighty, I'm gonna try to move toward the watchtower here.
Okay.
So
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20. Question, actually.
Sure.
Like, up around here,
Yeah.
is this like a pretty legit gate that I'm not,
It's kind of like a metal fence.
yeah.
Like you'd be able to hop over it.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So I guess I'm gonna just kind of get right up to as far as I can walk, and then I'm done.
Awesome. That takes us to Mobi, who needs to make a death saving throw as he continues
Alright,
to sink
I'm,
farther into the water.
I'm so nervous. My heart's like beating really fast.
Oh, okay.
Can you use inspiration on any of them?
I don't think
I think
you can.
technically you
Well,
could.
I think technically you
No!
can. Oh, that's the second fail. So Moby has a success and 2 fails.
What is happening?
Oh no.
Moat
I
be
thought you
dying.
were nice.
Oh boy. That brings us to Kella, who finally reaches her destination. Runs into the building and starts looking left and right. Sees the mess of a place that's just scattered everywhere and just sighs. And starts to just dig through the shelves and look for something that she can use weapon-wise. That brings us to an orc who's at the top, still continuing to claw, starts to move along the edge and continues to try to find a place to enter. This bandit is at the this Zentrum is at the other side, or is that the one that's running? Yeah, he's at the other side. He is dead, so I can remove him from the turn order. It's the one Callista just took care of. Try to reconnect to get everybody's video running back on. This orc starts to follow Gorash's orders, moving down more south. This orc moving this way, continuing to try to find a spot to get in. This orc finally swims up this way, is able to get up out of the water here. And this orc is splashing around, kind of moves south and just kind of swimming along, going to get out of the water right there. Kalen, who is at the top, is kind of shocked at everything that's taken place. Seeing the bear just maul the orc and take the orc out and start swimming, chasing the other orcs, and starts to, like, he's looking back and forth, kind of like with this pondering look on his face. He's like, never mind, I think the bear is on our side.
Never mind, take that back.
The bear's name is Castor Troy.
I'll be right down. And he starts to run and starts to go down the ladder because he has no weapons. Can't really do anything. Lara continues to walk towards the keep, frustrated and stomping her feet. Where is this orc? Hello, orc. Where are you?
He's up by Molfen.
There you go. Yeah, he's moving down. 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets down to about there. This orc, which is down below, I believe, is continuing to hack at the outer wall. Zolkin is sprinting now.
My man's.
Towards Kella. And he's going to get about there. And he's shouting out, Kella! Kella, wait! As he's running. And we go to this orc, who appears to be down below. He's continuing to hack with his great axe at the wooden palisade wall. Torum up at the top. Finally gets to the top. Well, actually, kind of gets up to the top as Kalen's kind of moving him over to climb down the ladder. He's like, Kalen, where are you going? I threw my spear. I need a weapon. Okay. I'll go with you. And he starts to kind of follow him back down the ladder as they're just totally confused on what to do. The guy up top, he starts to get his crossbow bolt ready, and he's going to fire at this orc down below here, who is hacking at the palisade with his light crossbow. So here comes the light crossbow from him. And that is going to miss. It sails over his head. The orc doesn't even notice the shot take place. It just whiffs right over top of him. These orcs at the top are all... This orc is in a different spot. That orc is continuing to hack away. These orcs up here... Actually, this is that one. He's continuing to move this way. And then sees the bear and stops. And he actually is going to whip a javelin at the bear.
God damn it.
So here comes a javelin towards Callista.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
it sinks into the bear's hide as he swims for 5 piercing damage.
Okay, let me deduct that. How do I math? What's reverse math?
So the bear.
You mean subtraction?
But I'm hey.
I feel like that should be
Thank you for that
copyrighted.
follow-up.
It seemed like an easy way I had to go through it.
Reverse math. Oh, Travis, I love you.
Awesome. And that
Okay,
will end
well,
his
I'm
turn
still
as he
alive.
sinks a javelin into Callista. These orcs, this orc is able to finally swim up and get close to the palisade to begin trying to find a way in. This orc must be down below. Yes, this orc is the one that the bear is chasing. He is swimming frantically upstream. He's actually going to use his dash to swim another 3 as he's swimming away from the orc. As he gets closer to
fine.
his leader, the leader gives him a really rotten look as he's swimming in the wrong direction from where he commanded them to go. And this brings us to another one of our Zentrum friends who continues to stand guard. These 2 orcs.
Oh my word, I'm banned again.
Oh my god!
One more time, it's going to be for life. That's it.
Oh my god, they're just
downstream. Links. Oh, it timed you out for links. Were you putting links in it?
Well, I did the last one, but I
Okay.
have put a space between it trying to cheat.
it caught you.
Wow. No,
Move
yeah,
out.
now it's
out.
10 minutes it's banned me for. Hi guys, I came back. Bye guys, I'm gone again. It's roll 20.
You just tell me whatever you want me to say to them.
There you go. Zoss is now your mediator in Twitch chat, Matthew. Excellent.
Wolfen says, curse the Slytherin!
Guresh is heading down and spots a bear in the water, and he gets his great axe out, looking at this bear, wondering why there is a bear swimming upstream towards him. This Zentrum on the other tower is going to take a shot at this first orc. This is our Zent that's like unstoppable. Let's see how he does on this shot as he fires his light crossbow. He may be running out of bullets
Ooh,
soon.
damn.
He hits again.
Oh,
It
boy, got
strikes
skills.
in it.
as this
It's like
sinks into this orc's gut, dealing 5 points of piercing damage. Some blood seeping out of the wound as this orc is in a fit of rage, but realizing he's going to have to do something because there is still a bunch of brush and thorns wrapped around this area down here. That brings us to Diana.
Okay, can I swim away with Gum Gum attached to me, like dragging Gum Gum away?
Sure.
Okay, oh my goodness, I went way too far off the map, oh no. Okay, oh my gosh, where am I? There we are, okay. I'll swim, with Gum Gum closer to the bank of the water, I guess, over here.
Okay.
Would I be able to climb up that, or that's probably too much movement, considering
Well,
everything?
moving one space would be like 2 spaces in the water. So you would
Okay.
still have, what's your speed, 25 or 30?
30.
Okay, so you still have 20 feet of movement left.
Okay, cool, so I'll climb up onto land.
And
with
Gum Gum is not very, very heavy, so you'd be able to
Okay.
drag Gum Gum no problem.
Okay, so I'll just get her away from everything, and can I do a medicine check to try and like heal her? Like check. Can I investigate her? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, you could
Maybe just
do medicine.
check.
You could
Do
do
you have a
medicine
medicine
again.
kit? Do you have a medicine kit?
Yeah, I do. I have a I have a priestess pack. There's a medicine kit in that though, right?
I think so.
I'm
I'm not a priest, I don't know.
I think when the gnomes last week or the week before maybe went through that house, I think they got a couple medicine kits, and I think Callista did too. But I don't. Did they?
I know I did.
Did either of them give any to you?
I don't think so.
remember.
If they
You can
did,
just make
write it down.
a standard medicine check to see if you can tell if your spell worked now that
See
you're
if
out
I
of the
can
water.
resuscitate her. I'm just trying to resuscitate her right now.
Okay. Yeah. Diana, you start to use. You're kind of tearing some of Gum Gum's crude leather armors to kind of cover up the awful spear wound that went through basically the middle of her gut as she was just basically impaled and slid down this spear. You're just taking it and you're trying to put it on there. And as you are kind of patching up her wounds, your eyes kind of get a little bit of a twinkle in them as you notice that Gum Gum is actually taking slight, quick breaths.
Oh, baby!
Thank God. Thank God. And was that an action?
Yeah,
all that was an
yeah,
action.
yeah. That would probably take up your action to
Okay.
do all that. Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right, that's fine then. I'm done.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, I got teary.
Gum.
Pyrex.
Queen Gum.
Only thing keeping her alive right now.
This orc
She just whispers under her
continues to try to hack at the northern wall. Molfin, it's your turn.
So, once more, Molfin sees his quarry wandering off in action. Has Mobi drifted any further down the river, or is he still...
It's still just slightly. He's moving basically this river doesn't move very quick, so he's just kind of just very slowly moving down.
Okay, and where I've been keeping that hand about basically just 30 feet out from me, how far would you say the mage hand is from Mobi? Is it within 30 feet of him?
It is within 30 feet of him, yes.
Oh, Molfin is going to basically looking down towards him again, back around, and just still no way to get that hand down to him. Whips his head back around to the left, staring down at the back of that coward running away from him. And once more is going to, scream out at the, again, as loud as he can, voice coarse and breaking at this point. You cowardly doopy to... And let loose with another firebolt.
And that one will go sailing on you, Molfin, as the firebolt sizzles into the water behind him, causing a little bit of steam to rise from the water.
Are you that afraid of an old man? How do you expect your troops to respect you? That'll end his turn.
Awesome. I believe this is the Zentrum running towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets there and he sprints up the ladder, and he just gets to the top as he hears you calling out to this orc running away from you. And that brings us up to the black bear Callista swimming in the water.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna go up to the orc and do a multi-attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get in.
Okay.
MG, for some reason I lost your video. There we go. Got
All
you
right,
back
let me
on.
reset.
I got you back. Yeah, you might want to hit
Oh.
reset because you're frozen there.
Oh, I'm
Awesome.
like not on roll 20. Yeah.
Now you're there. We got you.
Okay, cool.
Michael, am I still moving smooth? I haven't frozen once on you tonight.
Periodically some people just kind of black out, but I've been hitting reconnect and it's been good.
Okay. I haven't noticed a blackout on mine yet. I think fixing that router may have fixed my problems.
Wow.
Awesome. So
Yeah, I'll take it.
Callista climbs out of the water. And the first attack is a 14.
Yep.
That is enough to hit.
Woo!
And the second
That
attack,
both hit.
they both hit. So a claw and
Whoa.
a bite as the black bear slashes across the side of this orc and then bites down into its flesh. Alright.
4 + 2 for that one.
Ooh,
And
as it slashes
One.
terribly.
D6. 7 slashing, 6 piercing.
All right, describe your kill for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what I have. Can I knock him prone and like rip his throat out?
Yes, absolutely can. Yes.
Gosh.
So the black
Hey,
bear
geez.
just charging out of the water. The gravel stones
Blood
coming down
everywhere.
the side of this little edge, the ledge that this is on, climbing, just slashing down, knocking him down. The bear is on top of him as he's laying prone, chews his throat completely out, and is just throwing it side to side as the blood just pours down the orc's neck.
Can I
Wow.
just like hold him in my mouth, like
Yeah. Callista has.
like for a possible intimidation if
Really?
anyone comes near me?
Sure. Actually, go ahead and make an intimidation check on the leader, who is the next one, who's only about 10 feet away from you.
How do I do that on Black Bear, or should I just do mine?
Hmm.
Do you get your stats when you're in your own mind?
That's
And personality stats?
That's a good question. I'm not sure 100%. I think
Well-
it says in wild shape.
When you're wild shape, you take their dex and their strength and their con, and the rest is all yours.
Okay.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
So roll your intimidation with your own. All right. Let's see. He's gonna make a save against this just to see if he can withstand this. That would be wisdom based.
Holy wow, that's a good roll.
Come at me, bruh.
He kind of stops and takes a slight step backwards as he sees this black bear in front of him, just shaking this orc back and forth. Its blood just like running down the sides of your face, Callista, as you are just in fits of rage. Oh boy.
Callista likes this new wild-shaped thing she has.
Sadiri continues to cry. This orc
Oh God.
This orc is
Oh
hacking
my-
away. Gum Gum seems to be slightly breathing. Even though she has a very large hole through her midsection. She is struggling for breath, but is breathing. That takes us to the top of the order with Lachlan. What would you like to do, Lachlan?
Cool. What's it gonna take for me to try to get over this gate here, or this fence?
That square would just be difficult terrain, so it'll take 2 of your movement squares just to hop over it. You won't even have to make
Awesome.
a check. It'll just be difficult terrain for that spot.
Alrighty, so that's like 10 and then 5, so that's 15
Right. mhm.
to get there. Okay.
As
Then I'll-
Lachlan quickly just hops over the metal crude fence of the cemetery.
Yep. Then I'm at 20, so I got 5. And now I guess it's gonna be about 30 feet up here, right? So if I use my cunning action and the remaining movement, can I get up to into this tower
Yep,
potentially?
You can get up to the top. Yep.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
hmm
And who do I see in here?
There is a Zentrum standing there. There is Molfin standing there, and now you. As you pop
Gramps! I'm so happy to see you.
And I'm gonna put you out beside him, so that way you can see what's going on outside. Okay.
We're killing orcs, and Callista's a bear, and where's Mobi? Where's Mobi?
Molfin just shakes his head and points down.
I'm looking. Where's Mobi?
I don't know. He's under the water somewhere. That big Kummagun down there put his axe in his back. I haven't been able to find a way to get him out of the bloody water.
So, like, a single tear wells up in the corner of my eye, and I think I still have an action left, right?
You do.
I want to plunge into the water.
Oh, yes. Lachlan is going in. Make an athletics check for me, Lachlan.
Alrighty. Athletics. Whoa, no, this isn't going to be good.
You have inspiration.
Oh!
And
You don't even need it!
almost in slow motion, without hesitation, though, you see Lachlan leap off of the edge of this tower, both hands out in front of him as he starts to dive face first into the moat below. He slams into the water. You can see as the bubbles of the water just kind of pour out from where he's like kind of like breathing out under the water. As you kind of like, it's almost like the camera is under the water and you just see Lachlan just splash towards you and over top as he swoops in, and he gets right next to Mobi, and you see Mobi in the water just like this, just kind of floating, hovering there. Just a few bubbles start to pour up from the side of his face as they kind of slowly float up to the top. You can see that there's a lot of blood pouring out of the back area of Mobi from a large gash that he has. And that will end your turn.
Can you please use inspiration?
Mobi.
I used mine.
I'm
No,
gonna
I'm talking
let the
Mobi.
dice decide.
You're
I'm
gonna
letting the dice decide.
Letting the dice
Yep,
decide.
straight.
Straight roll. Straight roll.
Oh my god!
He succeeds his death save. So
No.
Mobi has 2 successes and 2 failures right now as he continues to be submerged under the water, unconscious. Oh my goodness. I'm sweating, man. I am sweating.
Oh.
You're telling me, hey. Oh, Lord.
Excellent. That brings us to Kella. Kella is running around the inside of this trading post. She goes to the area that is labeled arrows and looks up and realizes that somebody has gotten to the arrows already. And there are no arrows here. And she
Oh, shoot.
she slams the shelf and she's like, "Oh, stinking,
Yes!
stinking goblins took all the arrows."
Oh,
No,
yes,
that
goblins.
was me!
It was a drow.
Yes!
So she starts to slide down and she starts to look for other things. Do me a favor, Callista. Can you roll a D4 for me?
Wait, who's rolling a d4?
Callista, Christy.
Ah.
I'm gonna have her roll a D4 for me.
Uh-oh.
I gotta double check, make sure they actually have these here before.
Just a straight D4?
Yeah, just roll a straight D4. I just want to see how many
Cool.
items are here.
Ooh.
Actually, those wouldn't even be there. Okay, so she finds. Okay, she can find that. Okay, she finds those. She actually kind of like walks down the shelf a little bit and finds there are 4 short swords,
Okay.
kind of tucked away. And she grabs one of them. She takes another and kind of puts it over her back, and then she starts to run out. But that would be pretty much all her turn to be able to equip herself with something to use. Unfortunately, that's the best thing that she can find in that trading post. She was really hoping there would be some arrows, but She was
Nope.
unable to find those. So that takes us. So somebody had already cleaned that out. That brings us to another orc who continues to try to find a way in up top. That brings us to another one of our Zentrum friends who is guarding the other side of town. Not really doing much, but waiting for somebody to come his way. Another orc continues to... actually, this orc sees that is following Garrosh's command, sees the bear, and charges at the bear. And is going to strike the bear with a great axe, trying to hopefully overtake the bear with their strength and numbers as they approach. Here comes a great axe attack to
I
the
had
bear.
intimidation
Well, that was from a different orc.
for the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Okay.
comes, but he totally whiffs as he comes and
Okay.
just misses altogether. Doesn't even get
Yep.
close to attacking you. I guess he's a little nervous himself, as he. Matthew, you're cracking me up there, buddy. This other orc kind of moves a little bit and is trying to find another gap through the palisade walls. This orc does the same, kind of reaches up and is looking to see if they can find a way in through the north. This orc kind of climbs out of the water and starts heading downstream this way. And that brings us up to Kaylin, who is running down, actually reaches the bottom of the ladder and moves into town, going to look for a weapon. Alara continues to walk towards the keep and spots the Zentrum's riding horses and decides to sprint towards one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And next turn is going to try to steal one of the Zentrum's riding horses. The plot thickens. And now we'll grab
It's all Gum Gum's fault somehow.
This orc runs down one and is unable to get near the bear yet, but is running down. Actually going to throw a javelin at the bear as he's running down. And I think a 16 is going to hit. Is that right, Callista? Is a 16?
There should be.
Oh,
Yes.
So yeah, another piercing amount of pain sinks into you as you take 7 points of piercing damage as this javelin sticks into the bear's hide.
Oh. I'm still a bear, but barely.
Ah!
Oh no!
There it
I
is.
lose a single.
Yep,
I'm still a bear.
That's awesome. Still a bear.
But barely.
This orc decides to start moving down a little bit farther to the south. Zolkin heads towards Kella and actually gets to Kella and is and starts to approach Kella's guy. Kella, we must go. We'll drop the drawbridge. We'll head them off. We'll take them. We'll take them face on. We can do this. She looks at him. And there's several more. They're north. They've got one of the little ones, and they've got Molfin. They've got him cornered up there at the top. We need to go to the north. We've got to defend the city there. They're going to overtake them. Well, we need to get there right away. And they both start to head on towards that way, kind of changing Zolkin's mind as they're going to move that way. This orc continues to move a little bit south, kind of knocking at the wall. Torum is moving with Kaylin to try to help him find a new weapon. The Zentrum up top takes a shot at this closest orc to the south. with a light crossbow and hits, sticking a crossbow bolt into his thigh for 5 points of damage as he calls out in pain, but with a look of anger in his face. This orc continues to move south, looking for a way in. That orc is the one that was mauled by the bear. He is dead. This orc is moving a little bit this way, looking for a way in the opposite way. Here comes one of our other orc friends. He moves up here. He's on the edge, and he is actually also going to throw a javelin at the bear. Let's see what this does. As the javelin gets thrown through the air, and I believe that will do 4 points of damage as it sinks into Callista.
Yes, I
Another
drop
down.
form.
And Callista all of a sudden starts to morph back as the black hair fur of the bear kind of dissipates and disappears, and now she is now back into her true form as a half-elf drow. Now did that take how does that work with like hit points whenever you
It takes off whatever remaining hit points that it would have done. It crosses over into my hit points. So I had 1 hit point left, so I take 3 hit points off of Callista's.
Awesome, gotcha. That is such a cool thing.
I know,
Yeah,
and I
such
can
a
still
cool-
do it one more time.
Oh, awesome. So that orc's turn is done. We've got another one of our Zentrum, and it's actually the other one on the south side. Yes, he's kind of continuing to stand guard. This orc moves. Actually, he's going to stay there and kind of continue to hack at the outer wall. This one is moving down south. He gets to here, and he actually is also going to throw a javelin at Callista. As all these guys are kind of following their leader down here, and Callista seems to be the only one that they see as they come down. But that one's going to miss as it goes flying over Callista's head and kind of gets tangled up in the brush of the entangle spell that you casted earlier. It gets lost into all these briars. It takes us to Gurash, who takes a step back. Grabs the orc next to him. He's like, "You kill that creature," and points over towards Callista, and just giving him commands to take out Callista.
I knew this was coming.
So the Zentrum up top is going to pop up and fire a crossbow bolt at the orc that's standing right next to Callista. So he pops up and fires this bolt out of his crossbow very quickly as he stands. And that was his first poor shot. And that one unfortunately zings past his back and into the water. You hear him go, "Ugh!" as he sits back down to hide to load another.
I kind of just give him a, like, what the hell?
Yes.
That would be a good time.
I'm trying here. Trying. I mean, seriously, first you're a person, then you're a bear. I mean, ugh. He's loading.
Don't touch a bug by its cover.
Awesome. Diana, you are standing outside patching up Gum Gum, noticing Gum Gum taking short breaths.
How stable is she? Is she as stable as she's gonna get? Like, can I do another medicine check and like heal her, or at all? Or...
Do you have any means of healing, like healing spells or anything? A medicine check will probably only stabilize, but you think that she is stabilized. So she's at 0 hit points and unconscious, but you think that she's alive.
Okay. Do I have any health poultices? I had it written down in one notebook and I didn't write it down online, and I don't have a notebook with me, so I probably don't have any. Okay, well.
I think the only one who found one was. I can't remember who had him now.
What was that?
I was trying to remember who had him. I know I have one. I think we only found the one though.
From a medicine kit or a healing potion?
Oh, I've got one.
Healing
Yeah,
potion.
on me. I don't have one.
Well, I have several healers kits, but
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then is it possible to take a short rest and regain a spell?
A short
Oh my
rest
God.
is kind of like 30 minutes. So, but and a round is only 6 seconds. So,
Yeah.
this fight will
So
probably
we
be
can-
long gone before you can actually take that rest.
All right then. Let me see who's near me. Who's near me that is not dead yet? Is Nagora One Eye is dead, right?
Oh yeah, he's dead. Probably your closest one that's still alive would probably be the one standing right next to Callista, trying to hack into her with a great axe.
Okay. But Mobi is also where I really want to protect Team Tall, but I'm gonna have to run and go try to save Mobi. So
well,
that's what I'm
Moby's
gonna do.
past me, so that's fine.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go I'm gonna use my action to go further, so I can go
Okay.
60 feet.
Excellent. Sounds perfect.
Get there. That's 50. Wait, hang on. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, and there is 60. Okay. Oh crap. Hold up.
It was here.
messed up thing.
Yeah, there you go. Where that arrow is.
I'm holding
Okay.
it for you.
Oh, thank you. I keep on trying to click Diana, and then I end up moving the entire screen.
Yeah, we got everybody over here.
We're all helping.
Wow.
Welcome to the party.
There you go.
There you go. Awesome.
Hey.
You have any bonus actions or anything that you'd like to do, Diana? I don't know if you have any
I
bonus
don't-
actions left or.
I don't know if I have any bonus actions.
Okay. All right, that'll bring us up to another orc, who is at the top, I believe. Yes, gonna continue to move this way. Gets to about here, looking around for places of weakness. And it brings us to Molfin. You're now standing at the top. You just watched Lachlan launch himself into the water, splashing into the moat below, dipping underneath. You can see kind of his silhouette of this dark, small gnome swimming through the water.
And Bolfin is just there like, those are the bloody fools. Gonna look over his shoulder to the. You said there's one of the Zentaurums up here, right?
Yes, yeah, he's up there. It looks like he's getting ready to take aim at one of these orcs down below with his light crossbow.
Bolfin will just sort of point over down towards the boss where everything. Because I'm assuming I can see Callista down there in the distance.
Yeah, it's very hard to see her just because of how this curve of this wall goes, but you can
Oh, it's sort of
barely
curved.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of curved, but you can catch a
Barely.
glimpse of barely. That's-
I'm sorry, not sorry.
we've all been incredibly punny tonight. Even on Twitch, even all of our viewers on Twitch chat have been chiming in. It's been great.
Oh yeah.
I'll point at this guy and just tell him to keep shooting down towards that general direction. And then once more, down at Captain Runaway. Are you down there, Sir Robin? Are you going to continue to run for me? And then another firebolt down at him.
That one
Oh.
also.
Jesus, mother of mercy.
That one also sizzles into the water, creating a little bit of a boil, and you can see some steam rise up as the firebolt sinks underneath the surface of the water.
Could you do me a favor and come a little closer? It was much easier to hit you when you were up here. That'll end my turn.
Pretty cool.
Awesome. The Zenturum takes a shot at this closest orc on that side. Oh, I don't want to move him. I just want to shift Bingham.
Just a
He's got
giant
a teleport power.
He's teleporting now. My goodness.
Orcish teleportation.
These orcs have gotten nasty. All right, so here comes a light crossbow shot from this Zenturum, who's been kind of avoiding battle the whole time. And for good reason, because I think he missed. Yeah. That bolt goes flying over top of the orc's head and splashes into the water of the river behind.
Have you ever done this before?
Listen, old man, I'm here to help. And he starts to load up another crossbow bolt. Next time, I'll just give it to you. And that brings us to Callista. Callista, you got all these orcs kind of bearing down on you right now.
Bear hat.
Oh.
You're just handing them to me, Michael. You're just handing them to me.
Serving
It's
him
really
up.
starting to get
They're
unbearable.
bearing down on me.
Bearing down.
Diana, you said you have no spells left, right?
None whatsoever. I am done. I
Oh.
wasted it on a burning hand to sound cool.
Okay, I'll give you a quick healing word. I think I should be able to get you.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
It's so freaking high tension, but the music is catchy.
Yeah.
I
Excellent.
was dancing to
So,
it there.
Diana, you all of a sudden feel that some of your wounds begin to close from the battle that you've taken place, and you get 7 healing points back as Callista throws a healing word your way with some encouraging, encouraging words.
Let's see.
This whole
Can I-
episode has been high tension.
Can I use an action to wild shape? I'm debating if I should run away or should wild shape.
It's because you're a moon druid. I thought it was a bonus, right? Was it a bonus?
Yeah, but it just like was my action to heal her. Then
Healing word.
I'm so confused.
Healing
Yeah,
word is a bonus.
Healing word.
It's a
is
bonus.
So
action.
then, what my
Yeah.
action would be to like.
Yeah, I would let you do that. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll wild shape into a bear, just because I'm gonna need the hit points.
So all of a sudden, the orcs are completely surprised as Callista forms back into a large black bear, standing on its hind legs with its claws kind of extended, ready to attack. Would you like to move, or are you going to stay put?
Yeah, I'm gonna move,
If you move, this one orc's going to get a free swipe at you.
but just the one, right?
Just
Because like the
just-
other ones are too.
Yeah, the other ones are too far away, so just the one.
Okay, so I can move. Probably get to about there. If it's half speed in the water, right? How would I do that?
Well, you'd move whatever spaces you would move up your regular, and as soon as you enter like a space that's fully blue for the water, that would count as 2. That would count as like 10 feet each one of those.
Okay, so I should only get to but there if my movement's 40 feet.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yep.
Okay.
And
I
then
will
this
do
and
that.
then this orc is going to try to take a quick swipe at you with his great axe as you're trying to run away from him.
And I'm just gonna stand on top of the dead orc.
Ooh, that
Oh,
one's
that'll
going to hit.
hit.
Yeah. So as you
Ooh.
move, you take a gash to the side for 10 slashing, and some of the blood kind of splatters up on the orc. And as you're like trying to stand on this body, you're a really heavy black bear, so you're like pushing him down in the water, not really like getting any leverage whatsoever. You're just kind of pushing the body down under the water. Awesome. So that brings us to Sadiri. Sadiri continues to cry. I don't think there's any change in Sadiri's mood right now with that. She's just gone through so much. The death of Lady Nandar has just put her in a completely different state. This orc moves down, has continued to kind of hack away at different parts as it moves down. Gum Gum continues to breathe heavily by herself on the other side of the river. Lachlan, you are holding Mobi in your arms, submerged under the water. What would you like to do?
My first instinct is just to get Mobi to the shore.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do whatever it's gonna take here to drag him and get him on land. About.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. It would probably take you like 2 movement, like it'd be like difficult terrain. So
yeah.
Just to drag him out.
Alrighty.
And
So that's kind of.
He's not very heavy, and he's basically just dead weight, and he's in the water, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to swim him out.
Fair enough. So I want to get him, up, just get him on the shore.
Dead.
Okay. Dead weight. Well, here we go. They're keeping.
Yeah,
We're gonna
dead
keep
weight.
going.
It's going to be very dead weight.
I'm sorry.
I cut his throat. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, GG.
It's canon!
Got him.
So, Lachlan, you now have Mobi up on the shore. His feet are still kind of in the river a little bit. You're able to kind of just pull him up onto the gravel kind of ledge area of this sloped area that's alongside the palisade wall of Nightstone. What would you like to do now?
So I'm seeing, my flesh and blood, like, I'm sure he's like pallid and like waterlogged, and I'm just like filled with fury, and I just let out this screech, like, ah! Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna. All I can do in my blind rage here is I'm gonna fire an arrow at the big guy and be like, "You did this, didn't you? You did this."
You know what, Lachlan? Because of how you're playing your character, I'm going to give you DM's inspiration on this attack roll.
Oh, shoot.
Yes!
So you got automatic
shoot.
advantage on
Crit.
this.
Crit.
Automatic
Crit.
advantage.
Hey!
Yes, that is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, boy.
All right, that will sink into his flesh and sticks into him as he's kind of backing away a little bit from where Callista was kind of intimidating him in her bear form. Sinks into his back, and he whips his head around. He's got these long locks of hair that kind of just like flap around because they're all wet from him swimming through the water. And he looks right at you, Lachlan, and he points to you, and he's like, "Little one, you should have left him to die."
You're not getting out of here alive, I promise you that.
And
Turn over.
and would you like to do anything else, Lachlan? Do you have you still have your cunning action if you'd like to use it?
I don't think there's really anywhere to hide or to run, so I'm just gonna stand here and protect Mobi's body with like a ready to go, like my hand ready to grab an arrow here.
Awesome.
Mobi.
It is Mobi's turn.
Oh man.
Oh my god!
He's on a full count right now with 2 successes, 2 failures. Let's
Everybody
see.
link hands.
Everybody link hands.
Alright. I'm ready.
Oh my.
Success! Oh my god!
Mobi lives, everyone. Mobi lives.
Mobi lives!
Welcome back, you idiot!
And At
Oh
that,
my god, that's such a relief.
At that moment, Lachlan, as you're standing there with your arrow, you quickly turn around to hear a little bit of coughing. And you can see that water is just coming out of Mobi's mouth along the shore. He doesn't seem to be regaining consciousness, but the water is kind of coming out of his mouth, and you can see his chest start to move slowly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where we were going to end our session for this evening.
That's okay. Callista might die next time.
Holy
Oh
crap!
man. Oh man.
This was
My heart's racing.
JJ spent the whole time unconscious in the water.
What?
But that built up to an awesome moment, man. That was so
Oh my God.
cool. That was so cool.
I'm going to be killed
Oh.
as soon as next session starts.
If you had died, oh my gosh.
Oh,
We all would've survived.
Wow. Well,
I
We
got the
all
heart
want
rate
one, my
down a
boy.
little.
well, now comes that awesome part in our show where our players get to discuss who gets a nat 20 for next week and who
Mobi.
earns some inspiration.
For his hard work at the bottom of the sea.
For his hard work and valiant effort in not dying.
And not dying.
I gotta give my vote to Lachlan.
That's true.
Lachlan,
Yeah,
Lachlan
that
did
was-
some pretty
yeah.
cool
Part-
things tonight.
Parkouring
Oh my
across
gosh,
the
the
wall, the
Yeah.
swan dive in there.
Yeah, like
Foolish loyalty to blood.
Yeah. Oh wow.
wow. Yeah,
That
well,
was just an all-around good session.
that was amazing.
Oh.
Amazing, guys. And like Callista busting out the bear tonight, man.
Yeah.
That was Stalin. Diana and Gum Gum and their
Oh,
interaction
yeah, that's
together.
a-
Oh man. That's...
There you go. And we're
That was
hearing in the chat, my boy's tossing his vote out for Diana,
And it's saving Gum Gum.
because even though the player knew the character Gum Gum was dead,
Mhm.
Diana would have gone over to try. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diana went over
the
to
character
try.
would not have given up on Gum Gum. Yeah.
It's her niece. It's blood now.
That's exactly it. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grant the nat 20 for next week to Lachlan. I'm gonna give
Thank you.
Lachlan the nat 20, but I'm gonna give every other person, every other player gets DM's inspiration to start out the next round, but just because everybody
Sweet.
is just doing an awesome job of just playing their characters how their characters would actually behave in this situation. So you guys are all going to have DM's inspiration, and I'm also going to award inspiration to all our viewers tonight because man, they were awesome. Our viewers were excellent tonight, chipping in on the Twitch chat and jumping in there, and just
oh my
being
God, he fails his
awesome.
next roll.
What would have
Oh,
been? What
man.
would have been? Right?
Wow.
Well,
I got to know.
Well, once again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 6 of Proficiency Bonus. I tell you what, cast, we've got an awesome group of viewers. And if
Yeah,
you,
we really do.
And if you've been watching and you
Very
haven't
true.
yet hit that follow button, make sure you hit that follow button so you can be notified when we go live. We're also going to start rebroadcasting these episodes on Twitch. We also post all of these episodes on the Proficiency Bonus YouTube channel. So make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe to that. If you ever want to catch up on previous episodes, you ever miss an episode, you can jump on there and check out all of this wonderful cast's wonderful actions as they embark in this journey. As we continue to travel through Storm King's Thunder. Congratulations again to Josh for winning our giveaway tonight. Yeah, he's
Congrats, Josh.
Callista's
I will be emailing you.
Yeah, you'll be getting some goodies through email. Plus, that Twitch bag's going to be coming to you. You're also going to get our Harry Potter inspired Quidditch pop right here. You're going to be getting that and another pack of. I think you already won a pack of dice, didn't you, Josh? But you're going to get another one. We got a pack of dice right here. So those of you those of you who are watching, each week we try to do just some kind of little giveaway, just to kind of encourage you and just say thank you for tuning in to watch us. I mean, we enjoy doing this. We have a lot of fun.
We really
Yeah.
do.
Oh my god.
Good timing on it, Josh. Got extra goodies from PAX.
Yeah, extra goodies from PAX West. That is awesome. Shout out again to Team MZ for all your support. Thank you guys for tuning in to Harry Potter Night. Also, keep the people that are just going through a lot of devastation right now about the hurricanes. I know Zos is kind of in the path. She'll probably be tomorrow morning. She'll probably be thinking about what she is doing as Irma approaches Florida. Also, this Monday night, September 11th, Tomb of Annihilation right here on Proficiency Bonus with Matthew.
I can't wait.
As the Dungeon Master at the helm with a whole new cast. I believe JJ might be our only repeater cast in that session. It's like,
We've got a
no matter what
Christian
we do,
group.
we just can't get rid of JJ. See, it's like Expecto Patrona. Can't. So I'm anxious to meet the new cast as well. So I'll be tuning in to watch on Monday night, and I'm super excited about Tomb of Annihilation. It's going to be really awesome. So if you're available and you want to come and check us out, watch it. Tune in 8 o'clock Eastern time as Matthew takes us on a wonderful adventure through the Tomb of Annihilation. So, any other announcements from our cast or things that you would like to say to our viewers before we go off the air tonight, guys?
Between
Yeah.
you and me, Michael, one of
I'm
us will kill
dying
him.
over here.
All right. Oh. What was that, Matthew? Go ahead. We gotta.
Between you and me, one of us will kill him.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Viewers too, we are not ruthless DMs. We don't purposely try to kill our players. But when our players decide to jump into a moat when there's like 20 orcs on the other side of the river, it's just coming to you, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
JJ, did you have
The
any
vast side
announcements?
I live. Yeah, I'm literally my heart's pounding. I'm dying over here. It's fantastic.
Oh my god.
Lachlan, or MG, anything for our viewers?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just
Zos,
recovering.
Zos, are you putting together some kind of a gift for our giveaway next week? Do you have
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
I could take a gift basket. I could go and get dice sets. I can do a lot. That's
Okay.
what I'll do.
Awesome. I think because Zos had planned on putting together some kind of gift
Yeah, like
to
a little
send
gift
out. So
basket.
Oh yeah, when we did our raffle for after we hit 60.
So yeah, and actually
Happened
we
tonight.
hit 60 tonight, which happened tonight. So Zos will be having some goodies for us next week. So make sure you guys
Yes.
tune in next Friday night to see what those goodies will be. Christy, any announcements from you?
My YouTube channel got 2,400 now, so yay! Thank you.
Whoa,
Wow,
nice.
awesome.
Nice.
So I'll be
Congratulations.
posting more D&D videos, making sure to promote our channel.
Awesome. Yeah, Christy did an awesome video for us. I believe it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago that she posted
Yeah.
up on her YouTube
Yeah, it
channel.
was
So you
cool.
make sure you go visit Christy Mystic Water on YouTube. She's got some excellent videos posted up. A little bit about everything, right, Christy? Just a mixer of...
Yeah, a little bit of everything: gaming, cosplay, anime, K-pop, everything.
Excellent, excellent. So if you want to go check that out, check out Christy Mystic Water on YouTube. And until next time, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in to our special Harry Potter theme night. And we will see you next Friday night here at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for episode 7 of Storm King's
Whoa.
Thunder on Proficiency Bonus. Well, cast, let's say goodbye to everybody and wish them a good night.
Good night.
Good
thank
night.
you.
Watch the
ya.
Orcs die next week.
Next.
Bye, everybody.